Hello, 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 everybody. Okay, so late yesterday, let me just share my screen here. There we go. Let me get myself off the corner there. There we go. So late yesterday, there was over 2,790. You can see right here how many photos there are that were released in the Bryan Kohberger case. So we're going to go through them. I'm not going to say a lot about them. We've got over 2,000 of them to go through. So I'm just basically going to scroll through. And if any commentary is needed, I will let you guys know. But just to let you know, viewer discretion advised. These photos are not pretty. So let's get started. Okay, so we see right here, these are taken on the 18th. K. Hogan. And this is a BWE Ford Pyrrhus. So I don't know whose car this is. I think that it could be one of the cars that they were maybe just looking at, because when you see the inside of the car, that's not a Ford. That's a Toyota. Pyrrhus. I don't know how you say this name, but it's right there. And you can see right here, Parker Toyota. So back here, they say it's a Ford. They got that wrong. It's not a Ford. It's a Toyota. You can tell by that emblem right here. So I don't know whose car this is, but they obviously took it in for some reason. And they've got all photos of the inside. And the inside, if you look, like on the seats, it looks like it was recently cleaned. Look at. You can see it better when they show the back seat. See, look at this. It looks like it was just recently vacuumed and cleaned. You can tell in this picture here. So I don't know, you guys, whose car this is. If anybody in chat knows whose car this is, let me know. And they like even the sidewalls, like here, looks like all this has been cleaned. So you can tell here. Anyway, these are just all inside pictures of this car, of stuff that was in the glove box. If you do want to go back later and pause and watch, there was a black beanie. So I'm just going to skip through these. It looks like it was a female's card because the inside of these are pink. Okay, so here we go with the pictures of the house, you guys. There's a lot of red stuff that's going to be shown. So if you've got a weak stomach or anything like that, like I said, viewer discretion is advised. So this here is Bethany's room, right here. This here is the furnace room. This is coming in the very front door off, like where they would park, going up to the living room at the top of the stairs here. And this is a copy of the search warrant that they put in for the 1122 King Road. You can see it right here. This is where that red stuff was coming out the side. Now we're going to see all these pictures, you guys, and it's not pretty. Like you see now in the pictures. And I'm a little concerned because I thought that the family had gotten court orders not to show the bedrooms. But the Idaho State Police are the ones that put these photos out. And once you see the inside pictures, you see everything, you guys. I'm telling you right now, if you got a weak stomach, don't watch. You can see why this is dripping on the outside. It is gory. And they just take more close up. So that's the kitchen. Up here would be Kaylee's bedroom, and Madison's bedroom is over here. This is Dylan's bedroom here, bedroom window. This is the kitchen. And these are the footprints that they were concerned about. And I do think they were Bryan Kohberger's. So again, more photos. Like I said, I'm just going to, a lot of this, I'm going to be really quiet and just scroll through. If I need to stop and say anything, I will. But other than that, we're just going to scroll through. We got 2,790 pictures to get through. Now, this is how they found it, you guys, with the door open like that, left open. You can see right here that the patio door had been left open. Kaylee's door looks like it's closed. You can see here and here. So those saying that, oh, it was Murphy that came out of Kaylee's bedroom and was just barking out here. No, this patio door was left open when he left. We can also see on this, when I blow it up, it does say Maddie Mogan. There you go. It's up close there. It said Maddie Mogan. I don't know why it was on this side, because this car here, this is Ethan's Jeep, and this is his sister's car. So why it was here, I don't know, because Maddie's car is parked over here beside Ethan's. So this here, what we're looking at, this is going to be the second floor. There is probably these first couple hundred pictures are all of either Xana's room, which is here. This is Xana's bathroom. You're going to see throughout the pictures where they start taking things out of her room and putting them in the bathroom. But they're showing all these blood marks that are on the wall out here. And it had to have been pretty bad because there's even blood over here. Now, I'm going to let you guys know a lot of the blood that's on this wall, it looks almost like it's diluted. Okay. So to me, it's because he was upstairs first and he did what he did to Maddie and Kaylee, right? And on his way down, I believe he came across Xana. But before he came down, he may have tried to, like in the bathroom outside of Maddie's bedroom, maybe rinse off his knife or whatever, because a lot of this looks like diluted. And you're going to see that in some of the photos. And I believe he started attacking Xana out here. I think she tried to run back. This is the stairs going down to the first floor. This is the half wall. This is the living room up here. So there's the stairs going down to the first floor. See how, I mean, it looks kind of diluted. You'll see it better in other photos. But I believe she came running through here and he got her in this area. And you're going to see all along this wall, you can kind of see some of it here and here. This is once this red bag is the police. There's also blood on this table that we didn't see before. So I'm thinking he got her. He started getting her right in this area here. And she was trying to make it back to the bedroom. You see it here. Now, this here is not the knife used. This was the knife that Hunter had grabbed when he had gone into the scene. Now, this is in Xana's room. This is when they're putting her body into the body bag. So thank the good Lord they blocked that out. This is going up to Kaylee and Maddie's room. So down here would be going down into the living room. You would come around like this and go up these stairs, and right above this light, there's like, whoops. Oh God, how do I get rid of that? Whoops, let's go back. Okay, there we go. I want to get rid of this. I don't know how to get rid of it. Anyway, whoops. There we go. They're showing here the blood that was on the railing there. I don't know why. Hang on, you guys. I don't know what I just did here. Let me see if I can get rid of this. I'm trying to go back. I can't. Okay. Anyway, they're showing the blood here on the railing going up or coming. This is probably when he came down these stairs after doing what he did to Maddie and Kaylee. So that's what I mean. You come up the stairs and you come around like this to get up to Maddie and Kaylee's bedroom. They're showing the blood that was left behind. This is on the wall. This is going down. This is the front door coming in right over here. So this tells me that there was some kind of motion on the second floor where blood got splattered over that half wall that we seen that leads to Xana's bedroom. And that's why I say he got her, like there's that half wall. So for blood to get over here, he had to have been trying to attack her in this area. And I do believe that he may have gotten her a couple times here, and she was running down the hall here trying to get in this direction, trying to get to her bedroom. There was blood here and blood along this wall. And this is some of it here. You can see like it's like diluted almost. See what I mean? And it's running down. So it's like the weapon was moving and he was trying to get at her and she was running in this direction to get to her room. And this is just my opinion of what I'm seeing here. I went over these all last night, you guys. I spent about 4 hours going through these. I'm trying not to take that much time today. So here's Xana's room right here. So for Blood Nut to get over here, he had to have started attacking her outside of her bedroom before she even made it to the bathroom for it to get on these walls out here. Now this is Xana's bathroom, and you can see even here there's blood. So she was coming down from this way. So I think right at the entrance over here, going from the living room into the kitchen area, the stairs to Maddie and Kaylee's room would also be over there, as well as Dylan's bedroom. I think she came running around from the kitchen. She got to about here and seen him coming down the stairs, and he chased her this way. And you can see the direction of it is going this way. So that's why I say I believe he chased her down that hallway. And here you go again. And this looks like it's diluted with water or something. So did he come around here to try and get her? And the knife's still wet? I don't know. But this is obviously diluted. And this is on that the beer pong table. Now we're going into the kitchen. There is some here. It looks like dripping down off of here. This is going up. Kaylee's bedroom is going to be that way. Maddie's bedroom is going to be that way. And they're showing the blood is right there. I picked a horrible color for this. Let me change color. I think that might be better. We'll see right there. And they're taking pictures of it. So at the top of the stairs, you can see Kaylee's bedroom door right there. Now there's going to be, and this is Maddie's bedroom here. And this is not a good color on white. Let's see if this is better. I should be able to make this thicker. There. So this is Maddie's bedroom. And there's some interesting things up here too, you guys, where I say that Kaylee was in her bedroom. And I believe she heard something going on in Maddie's room. And Maddie's bedroom door was open. For the blood to get on the door, there's nothing on the back of her door. So I believe her door had been opened. This is the garbage in Maddie and Kaylee's bathroom, I believe. Here's the beer pong table again. You can see clearly. So this is the living room here. That's that stand with good vibes above it. This is Xana's bathroom. This is Xana's bedroom. And you can clearly see there's blood all on these walls. And see what I mean? It looks like it's diluted. And here it is all along this wall. So was he trying to like stab at her and missing, and whatever was still on the knife? I believe that he tried to clean the blood off before he left. Hello, Kate. Good to see you, my dear. Yes, we're in for a huge storm again. So we just got cleared up from the last one, and it's cold right now. It's -12, and it's only going to get colder today. So I hope you're doing well too. Again, there's some more. And this is on the wall going down to the first floor. So here's that stand. If you go this way, you're going into the kitchen or up to the stairway. That would be here to go to the third floor, or Dylan's room. That would be over here. Kitchen this way, stairs to go up to the third floor that way. Now, I think they did test this here, and it was not red stuff. Whoops. So this is when they start packing up their belongings. These pictures are all over the place, you guys. So this is stuff out of Maddie's room that they were bringing back to the storage facility at the police station to give back to her family. And they were just packing everything up that they could. This is Kaylee, as you can see here. Now, this is when they did that blue star, because you can clearly see it all over the wall, running down and over the walls here. It's bad. Look at this. So once you see a lot of these pictures, you guys, when they've done this blue star, you're going to see why they didn't want anybody in there. Like, this stuff is toxic, but it's covering almost the whole place, minus a couple rooms that nothing happened in, right? This is above the fridges that were out in the hallway in between Maddie and Kaylee's bedrooms. Now, they've taken parts of the gyprock off. This is from Xana's bedroom. I will show you where this is. This looks like her head hit the wall here. You will see it in the other photos before they cut it out. They've cut out pieces of gyprock here. In the photos that they show later, you can see pieces of her hair. So this is where her head has hit the wall. This is also from, so all these are going to be, this is from behind the bed where this happened to Ethan. This is along the side of the bed, this. Again, this is where her head, I think, hit the wall. In Xana's room. These are all from Xana's room. This is some of the cutout of the floor that they did. So they cut out floor and everything, you guys. There's more. And I think these were for footprints, because it almost looks like, if you zoom in on some of these, it almost looks like there's like a footprint. This looks like a footprint to me of somebody's shoe. These are the swabs that they did. This is the bed sheet from Xana's room. This is the black hoodie from Xana's room. This is the gray shirt and hair from, I don't know what that says. It's hard to see. From the floor in the bathroom. This is Crocs and shoes from the floor in the bathroom. So Xana's bathroom. Pink sweats and towel from the bathroom floor. This is also from, I think this is Maddie's room. Yeah, this is from Maddie's bedroom. Some of the gyprock that they took. Whoops. From Maddie's bedroom, because it says right here, third floor bedroom. All the swabs that they took. This is from Xana's bedroom. And you can see, like, right here, like, these are shoe impressions. So I don't know what kind of shoes have these diamond shape and whatever, but it looks like they got quite a few of them. See, there's another one here. See these spots where I'm pointing to? Like here, here, here. This is a shoe print. This. That's a shoe print. Good morning, Tracy. Good to see you. So these are part of the floor that they've cut out. And then they've wrapped it. They took photos of it and then wrapped them. This is from Maddie's bedroom. They took a piece of the gyprock. Third floor bedroom, it says right here. That's Maddie's bedroom. Maddie's bedroom. Maddie's bedroom again. That's kind of blurry. Now, this is where I think this is the third floor bedroom again. This is right up in the corner. You'll see it in the other photos. I think these here are hair. So I think this is where this area is where it looks like here's something is smudged here. So probably Kaylee's head had hit here somewhere. So look at all the blue star on the railing. This is coming up. This is Kaylee's bedroom door. Maddie's bedroom is this way, as well as the bathroom that way. So this is coming up that third floor, and they blue starred all this railing. They turned out the lights for some reason. So you can see this is at the top of Maddie and Kaylee's stairs. This is their fridges and dressers they had out there. They blue starred everything. So this is a sliding door that they blue slide. This is in the kitchen. Like you can clearly see, look at the floor. That's in front of the stove. Like it's disgusting. And this is a fingerprint. This is another bad picture, but it's a fingerprint. There it is again. Again. So this is, look at all the kitchen floor, you guys. This is all blue star. And it goes like it's really bad over here. And you can kind of see it on the cupboard here, but you will see better pictures of it. Also in the bedrooms. So it looks like they have another fingerprint here. That's going to be farther back. You can clearly see the fingerprint there. These close-up pictures with this flash that they're using instead of lighting is no good because you can't see nothing there. So whoever took those pictures are horrible, but this one you can see it here again. So this is when they're processing it. You can see even on the outside all the blue star. And you can see it all on the inside too here. So this is the inside. Like, look at it all over the floor. Now, look at the kitchen. Look at the cupboards and everything covered in the blue star. The counters. So this is the railing going down to the first floor. Whoops. The railing going down to the first floor. Okay, get off, get off, get off. Again, the railing going down to the first floor. This is the stairs coming from the first floor up into the living room. This is going up to Maddie and Kaylee's room. You can see all the blue star here. So this is Kaylee's bedroom here. The famous Jack-in-the-Box food bag from Xana. This is outside. I thought at first, you guys, this was all blood, but it's not. It's acorns or something from the tree. You can see them all here. It's all acorns. Now this will be before they started the Blue Star, how they found the place. I do see they've moved stuff around. Like they moved this plant. This plant was in the window. These were not there. Why is it doing this? What if I do an arrow? No. So obviously somebody had just made popcorn because there's the popcorn in the butter. Okay, so this is when they're in Xana's room. You can see the Blue Star and everything here. I think this is where it's going to start getting really bad, you guys. This is when they start taking things out of Xana's room that doesn't have any, you know what, on it, blood, whatever. Because they gave a lot of her belongings. This is her bathroom, Xana, and I guess whoever was on the second floor would use this bathroom. They gave a lot of the items that were not evidentiary, gave it back to the families. So this is all stuff that they took out of Xana's room. And these photos, you guys, aren't in chronological order. Like you'll see some where the room's ripped apart and they're taking pictures of all the stains and everything on the floor and walls. And then you'll go back to where everything is still in its place. It's really weird. Okay, so again, this is, you can see they're going to be showing you all these photos up close. I think she tried to get back in her bedroom and he chased her down the hallway here. Just by the way there was blood out here, because out here there should have been no blood. Maybe on the floor of him, you know, or him touching one of the walls, but splatter and dripping down and cast off should not be in the hallway unless somebody was being attacked in that hallway. This is coming down to the first floor. See what I mean by they're jumping all over? See, and this is that wall in the stairway going down to the first floor from the living room. There should be no blood out here, right? This is cast off. So he was swinging that knife, trying to get a hold of Xana as Xana was running back into her room. And it almost looks diluted. So did he try and wash off the knife after he took the lives of Kaylee and Maddie? And as he was coming down from the third floor, that's when he seen Xana probably coming out of the kitchen, going back towards her room. She takes off running, trying to get to her room and doesn't make it. Like she makes it just inside the door. Because there should be no cast off out here. But this is clearly cast off. That's from him swinging the knife, probably trying to get her as he's running after her. See? And it looks kind of diluted. It's just my opinion all along this wall. So it's like he's running with the knife and the blood is, you know, now even thinner and can fly farther because it's diluted. I think this is him running down this hall after her. Because there should be no blood out here. Unless something happened out here, right? Just my opinion. You see the markers over here on the wall? This is the stairs going down to the first floor. There should be no blood out here. unless he was swinging that knife trying to get her out here. And that's why I think she was coming back from the kitchen, from putting her bag in the kitchen, coming back to her room when he was coming down the stairs from the 3rd floor after killing Maddie and Kaylee. He seen her and he chased her. Look at, see, this looks all diluted. Photos are really dark, some of them, you guys. But to me, that looks like it's diluted. You can form your own opinions, see? It looks diluted, as if it's cast off from something that had red stuff on it that was trying to be washed. Like this would be, the lining here would be more pronounced if it was actually just plain blood with no dilution. And you'll see the difference. Remember these photos. You will see the difference when you see actual blood from somebody instead of cast off from maybe a knife that was trying to be washed. And he could have done that in their bathroom upstairs. See how light that is? That looks like to me like cast off. Now this, see how dark that is? See that? To me, that's something his arm or his glove or his shirt or something rubbed up against this as he was going by. And that's what it should look like. He didn't try and wash his shirt off upstairs, but I think he did try and wash that knife, because the other stains look diluted. So I think he tried to wash the knife off, and this is cast off from it. And this is actually from something he was wearing. See the difference in the color and everything else? Again, this is going up. This is Kaylee's fridge, and this is Maddie's fridge. So you can even see it on here. See how you can really see that deep red color starting to turn brown, but deep red? That's blood that hasn't been subject to any water or anything, right? And this is probably off of like a sleeve or something when he was coming down the stairs. See? See the difference? Okay, let's continue. We're back in the kitchen. This is beside that cart in the living room. I don't think, this could be maybe even some cast off here too. This looks like it. See how it's diluted? You can barely see that it looks like it's red, but barely. Now, this is on the table, which is really weird. Now they're back to the stairs going down to the 1st floor. And that's where they found that one spot of blood. And it looks really old. Like, it looks really old. Like, that's already gone a dark brown, almost black. That's been there a while. Longer than all the other blood stains. See what I mean? By how hang on. How blood looks when it's not diluted. And look at these ones here. We've seen close-ups of them. See, this looks like it's diluted. There's some there. This is a cast off. You can see how long it is. See that? It looks diluted in parts, see? This is, again, in the hallway. This is going to Xana's bedroom. There should be no blood out in this hallway. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments before we continue on. Do you agree that there should be no blood on these walls unless somebody was being or trying to be attacked going this way? Because it goes all along this wall out here. Because once he's done, he's holding the knife down to his side or whatever. Seeing blood drops here would make sense after what he did in Xana's room, but not cast off on this wall and this wall. And then on the wall going down the stairs, unless there was some kind of action in this area. And a lot of this looks like the blood was diluted. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? If she was attacked starting out here, you would see a lot more red and not what looks like watered down. See what I mean by it looks like it's watered down? Okay. You'll know what I mean when you start seeing the other photos of actual cast off from the actual crime happening. Let's see, like this is diluted. That's not, okay. Now, this is coming down from the 3rd floor because there's a living room. There's that beer pong table. This is Dylan's room. And it's this area here that they found the footprint. Like we've seen these already, you guys. So if it's, see, this here is somebody brushing by with blood on them. This is maybe somebody's, I don't know. But this is on this wall again. This is going towards Xana's room. Again, these are these diluted, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I don't see anybody chatting and let me know what they think. But this to me looks diluted. I believe he tried to clean the knife after he took the life of Maddie and Kaylee, and he was chasing her down this hallway. Like I said, remember this, you guys, and then wait until you see where the crimes actually happen and the blood patterns and stains there. You're going to know exactly then what I mean, because these pictures are all taken at the same time. Okay. So once you start seeing the inside of the bedrooms and the blood and the running down the wall and everything, you're going to see what I mean when I say this is diluted. Okay, so these are all in the hallway. That's going down to the 1st floor. This is that wall again. Xana's room's that way. I think there's a few different people taking pictures and they just put them all together. Again, there's a shoe print. Because it's got a distinct pattern to it. Yeah, okay, thanks. See, there's an undiluted blood drop. You guys are going to see what I mean. It's disgusting. It's gross, but you're going to see what I mean. Now, this is the upstairs bathroom. This is where I think he could have tried to wash the knife here after he came out, because Maddie's room's here. I think he could have tried to wash the knife there before going, and had no intentions of going after Xana and Ethan. But as he's going back down the stairs, I think he sees Xana coming out of the kitchen. Xana turns around when she's about at the stairs to go down to the first floor there. I think she turns around, she sees him, and he chases her. And that's why we got that diluted blood stain on the walls on each side going towards Xana's bedroom. What do you guys think? Am I far off? What do you guys think? Is it plausible? It's just my opinion. Because there's some up here too. Now, I'm going to give my next theory. There's that beer pong table. See, look at the diluted blood. And I'm going to tell you, when you guys see Maddie's room and you see Kaylee's room, you're going to see why I think that Kaylee was in her room with Murphy and she heard somebody in Maddie's room and she come out to investigate. And I'm going to show you why I think that when we get there. There is a lot of photos down here. This is the top of Xana's bedroom door. Again, this is going from the third floor down to the living room here. See, I think she was right here in this area. Did she maybe try and push the table like to get away from him? You know what I mean? To block him from being able to come through? Because this is on this wall, and then the wall on this side is where all that diluted blood is. I think he come running down after her and chased her down here, swinging that knife like crazy. This is where the cars were parked. So this was Ethan's Jeep, his sister's car, Maddie's, Kaylee's, and Xana's. They're just giving descriptions of the house. So this is Bethany's room. This is the empty room, but there was a lot of stuff. We're going to see the pictures. There was still a lot of things in there. Whoops. Sorry, you guys. Let's get back to those. So this is Dylan's room. This is Xana's bedroom here. And this is where the bed was. This is where, right here is where the blood was all coming out the wall. This is Kaylee's room, and this is Maddie's room. Good morning, Rose. Good to see you. Okay, so here's Dylan's room, and you can tell who were the clean freaks in the house and who weren't, because we're going to see all their bedrooms, okay? This was Dylan's room. Right here. This is the stairs going up to Maddie and Kaylee's room. Dylan's room. Like, her room was a mess. See, we can see here it says the Moon Journal. In other pictures, they've got it blacked out. I don't know why. They've got it redacted, the Moon Journal. I don't know. See? They take a picture of the book, but they black it out. Well, we've already seen it there. Right? Because there's that other paper they covered. It's just weird how they black out some stuff and not other stuff. Like, She's got like books all thrown on the floor here and food and empty. Ugh. I'm OCD, so it's like melatonin. I don't know what that is. Oh, I know what that is. I know somebody who used to give this to their kid. So this is just stuff that's in her drawers. Look at all the empty candy wrappers and empty bags. I don't know. It just gets my OCD going. They got a box or something open here. I don't know. Yeah, it's for sleep. Yes, thank you, Rose. Thank you. Feel free, you guys, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe and hit that like button, please. It really helps the channel. Okay, so they black out the picture of the wallet here and then show it here. You know what I mean? It's like things that were in her wallet. So she had a Washington and Idaho driver's license. They should have blacked this out. That's the pin. Like, why wouldn't you have blacked that out? Anyway, this is her room, and it was like a mess. And this, I believe, is where they found the footprint in this area. That's why, look at the blue star, how it runs all into here. But this is Dylan's room. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. There's that footprint. Wait a minute. That to me looks like it's on. Oh no, it's just outside her door. Okay. Because her door opens in. Okay. I was going to say that's inside her bedroom, but no. It's just on the outside of her bedroom. So when she locked her door, it's probably a good thing because he probably tried to get in her bedroom. Nana! I'm still disgusted they took the house down. Yeah, me too. But like we're just getting into it, Rose. Once you see the other photos of the actual bedrooms where the crimes were committed, you'll understand why they didn't want anybody going in there. And it was ripped apart. They took drywall down. They took pieces of the floor, everything. Maybe Bethany running in her room. No, Dylan ran downstairs to the first floor to Bethany's room. And there's Nana. Good to see you, Nana. Okay. Yeah, this is Bethany's room. Bethany ran out and she ran downstairs and she was in bare feet because you can see when she's outside, she's got no shoes or nothing on. She's in bare feet. So she ran down to Bethany's room. She'd come out, go through the living room and down the first floor stairs to go to Bethany's room. And this is where it was. I can see it. It's right there. So did he maybe stand up against that door and try to get in and it was locked? That's okay. That's okay, Rose. Okay, let's move on. See, there's that, look at that distinct pattern they were saying was a Vans. And they take a lot of photos of it, so I'm just going to skim through them. So that's where it was right here. Again, this is Bethany's room. This is the stairs going up to the third floor. There it is again, right there, if you can see it. Yeah, it looked like he stood right outside her door. And maybe tried the door, but she had locked it. So obviously, you guys see what I mean by the pictures are all out of order because the blue star isn't here. In our last pictures, we've seen all the blue star coming down. Okay, so they're just going to show a lot of pictures of Bethany's room. It's a mess. So I mean, things just thrown everywhere, and she wasn't the tidiest person. This is when they first came in and found her room. So this is how her room was looking. Like you can tell she just got home, took off her pants here, and her shoes are here, whichever shoes of these she was wearing. There's her top. This is looking at a Bethany's room to the kitchen. So she sees him when she cracks his door. She sees him coming down here and going out. This is her beside her bed. Like, look at all the, ugh. I don't know. To me, girls are usually just so much cleaner. You know what I mean? But you're going to see when we get to Kaylee's room and Maddie's room, you're going to see who was really the clean freaks. And I know they're college kids, and see these, you guys, these are carbon monoxide detectors. In all the bedrooms, they've taken them off the wall. They hook on the wall on these things. Everybody, you'll see this in Bethany's room, and I think Kaylee's room or Maddie's room. Anyway, we'll see that they've taken these off, which is probably a no-no. Yeah, you can see the bear claw cans too, yeah. And you see this in a lot of their belongings, this sinus stuff. So was there an issue there with the furnace or whatever? I don't know, because they all seem to have sinus problems. Yeah, you can see all the white claws and everything. There's matches here. I didn't know that they even still made packages of matches like that. I haven't seen them here in Canada. Like I've seen the boxes of wooden matches, but these little packets of matches, I haven't seen them in Canada in a long time. And a lighter. They smoke bud. That's most likely why they took it down. Okay. I getcha. See, marijuana is legal here, so all across Canada, so no biggie. I mean, I think 90% of college kids smoke marijuana. Now, another thing I realized, you guys, and I know, Patty Willow. Look at all the different shoes that they have. I remember when I was in college, I was lucky to be able to afford one pair. And then there's another pair here. There's one pair. There's a pair. And then there's another pair down here. Like, and these are all like Nikes and Converse. And it's like, holy crap, man. I was lucky to be able to afford one pair when I was in college. And they all of them but Maddie. Maddie had a few, maybe 3 or 4, but like a pair of sneakers, a pair of joggers, boots and you know what I mean? But this one, it's like 4 or 5 different pairs of runners. And it's just, to me, it's like, wow, times have really changed. Okay, I'm going to skip by her underwear drawer. Like, come on. But yeah, like these look brand new. Like it doesn't even look like these have been worn. Heating pads, your best friend in college. I still have mine. Anyway, I don't know why they're taking pictures of everything in their rooms, but look at Bush under the bed. Like, do you not clean your room? Like you can tell, like there's stuff all over. I don't know, my room was really clean. Hair dryers, Q-tips on the floor. Anyway, her makeup station. So we're going to just skim through these. If you guys want to stop later and go through them slower, you can. Oh, there's Jordan's too. It comes with the dispenser, the matches. Okay. Okay. I just never seen matches here in Canada in years. So this is outside her door. Now this is where the footprint was. What's that? There's something else there too. These are the stairs going up to the third floor. So she, like, her door was right there. This is going towards the kitchen. This is going towards the living room. Don't mind me, you guys. I'm having my first morning coffee. So, and obviously they got markers on the walls already. Dispensary, my apologies. No problem, Rose. I'm glad you're here, Rose, because you got a lot of good insight. Okay, so this is going into Kaylee's room now, and there are tons of pictures. Everybody was saying that Kaylee had moved out. Well, once you see these pictures, no, Kaylee hadn't moved out yet. Okay? She had not moved out yet. And this is where the other commentary, yeah, it looks like he was standing listening outside her door. Yeah, she's lucky that she locked her door because I don't think he wanted to take the chance of wasting any more time. He wanted out, right? So, yeah. Good catch there, Rose. See, Rose knows what she's talking about. So this is Kaylee's bedroom now, you guys. And this is why I say I think this is how it happened. This is Kaylee's room. Clearly, I don't know what they blacked out here, but they blacked something out. All her stuff is still in here. Okay? You can tell she was clearly in bed. I think she heard something. She was in here with Murphy, and we're going to see that Murphy was not in his cage. Okay? So she would not have left her bedroom door open with Murphy not in his cage, and I'm going to prove this all to you in these photos. I think she was in her bed with Murphy. There's Lisa. Lisa says, thank you, Willow, for all you do. And again, thank you for your prayers a few weeks ago. You're very welcome. And I'm so glad that they worked for you, Lisa. I don't know if you've seen my replies in your comments. I am so happy that our prayers helped you. I am glad to hear that you're on the mend. And thank you for being here. So I'm going to prove to you, in my mind, boom, I could be wrong. Who am I? I'm a normal person like you guys. I did work in the legal field for over 30 years, but this is why I think Kaylee was in bed with Murphy. She heard something going on in Maddie's room. She got up and she ran out. She left her door open, which she will not do unless Murphy is in his cage. I'm going to prove to you that Murphy wasn't in his cage. Okay? Now, I've shown you other pictures where when the police went in, her chair was here and Murphy was on the floor hiding behind her chair. Okay? Now, though I've showed you guys those pictures before in the, I think, second batch of photos that Idaho State Police released. This is her TV. This isn't something that was redacted. This is her TV. Her TV, everything is still there. You're going to see it all. They open all her drawers and everything, you guys. Anyway, I do believe she was in bed. She heard something. She got up and she ran into Maddie's room to try and stop what was ever happening. And I'm going to show you why I think that. So this is going into her room. Okay. And when the police got up there, her bedroom door was open. Hey, Norma, good to see you. Let me know, you guys, what you think in the chat as I'm going through this. So I believe she was in bed sleeping. Her bed is pulled back and everything, and you can clearly see somebody was sleeping in there. I think she got up when she heard somebody in Maddie's room and she ran out and she jumped on, like he was probably over Maddie, like doing what he was doing. And Kaylee tried to jump on him or something. That's what I think. And I'm going to show you why. So when they get up there, her bedroom door is open. Now, these are just pictures. See what I mean? Somebody was in bed sleeping here. Murphy was probably over here. You can see like stains from paws and stuff like that. I know because I had a dog. Okay. And it looks like red stuff. And I think that's from Murphy chasing her out and then Murphy running back in and he was scared and he hid. He might have jumped on the bed first, but this looks like red stuff here and here and here. So he came back in and you can see like the indent here where paws would have indented. Okay. Anyway, I think Kaylee was sleeping right here. Murphy was on this side. And you can tell the covers were pushed back, like somebody got up out of bed and took off running to go and see what was happening in Maddie's room. That's what I think. See this? This is somebody getting up out of bed. Look at, she had been laying right here. And this is clearly after the fact because Murphy came in and probably that's transfer from Murphy. You can see how the indent, that's from like something pushing down in that spot. She was sleeping here. Murphy's dog cage is open. So, which means in statements, they said that Murphy always slept in Kaylee's room with Kaylee, and Kaylee had her bedroom door closed, so Murphy couldn't get out and go and piddle and poopy and everything all over the house. Okay? You seen in the funny video that they did, Murphy, you're such a bad dog, because he'd peed on the floor, right? That's why she either, if she had her bedroom door open, he would be in that cage. Right? But that cage is open. Okay, that cage is open, which means Murphy was in bed with her, which means she would not have left her bedroom door open. She got up out of bed and ran into Maddie's room. Maddie's room is over here to find out what the hell is going on in Maddie's room. That's what I think happened, you guys. Look at the cage is open. His food bowl is out here. There's another bowl in here, probably water or something. She left water or food for him out because he wasn't in his cage. This is the sweatshirt she was wearing that night. You see it in the Grub Truck videos. Hello, Alicia. Good to see you, my love. Okay, this is the sweatshirt she was wearing that night. Now, they probably moved this chair out of the way because if you remember in the other videos, we see them taking Murphy out of the house, right? But Murphy was in here and hiding. This chair was over here, and he was under the chair hiding. But he had jumped on the bed first. So this is the air conditioner in Kaylee's room. So this is all Kaylee's room. You can clearly see she still had all her stuff here. See, this is where she was sleeping. There's a remote. And it looks like there's a pillow. It's like she was laying here. She threw the pillow off to get up, to go run to Maddie's room. That's exactly what I think happened. See, look at all her clothes still in the closet. Now, this is taken from the bathroom. Maddie's room is that way, right there. Her bedroom door is like right here, outside this wall. There's Kaylee's room. So I believe Kaylee come running into Maddie's room to see what the hell was going on. This distance, you guys, it looks a lot farther in the pictures, but it's really not. It's a very small area up here. Maybe from here to here is maybe 7 feet, 6 feet. So she would have heard something going on in Maddie's room. And she come running out. That's why her door was left open. Murphy wasn't in his cage. Murphy was sleeping in bed with her. So they're just showing the stairs coming up. This is looking out. This is going to Maddie's room right there. There's the bathroom. This is the bathroom. See? Murphy was back in here hiding when they came in. So they obviously moved things around to take pictures and everything. There's a coat. So, which tells me again, she was sleeping on this side of the bed. She got up and she come running out because she heard something going on in Maddie's room. There's her sweater. There's the entrance to Maddie's room right there. And I believe this is the coat that Maddie had been wearing when they were leaving the grub truck, and that one camera caught them when when Kaylee says to Maddie, what did you tell Adam? I told Adam everything. I still would like to know what she said to Adam. And I believe that this is the coat that Maddie was wearing. See, look at all of Kaylee's stuff is still in the closet. So actually, this isn't red stuff, you guys. This is just tassels like this. See the tassels? I thought it could have been red stuff, but it's not. But you can clearly see that a dog had been jumping on this bed. Look at the indents, how these indents are made. Anybody that's had a dog in a really fluffy comforter knows that those are indents from paw prints. And her room is so clean. This is her coming in and just dropping her ID, because this is going to be her ID and bank card. Again, the dog cage, look at, you can see the door right there. It's open. Her laptop bag, her sweater that she was wearing, something on the floor here. Alicia says, I have 3 dogs. I understand. Okay, so here you go. This is Maddie's room. So I do believe she came running out and because she heard something in Maddie's room. Again, looking from the bathroom. See, the chair is there. The dog was under there hiding. Kaylee's room again. Look at all her stuff, her shoes. Look at shoes. Tons of shoes. Another one with tons of shoes. So they blacked that out, but that's her driver's license and bank card. This looks like some of her undergarments that she might have taken off. See, debit card, driver's license. It's her laptop, all her stuff. They're going to open the drawers. You're going to see. There's an Apple laptop. There's hair, dry shampoo. Look at all her shoes. Another laptop here. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. Okay, sorry, that was Mama. Okay, so Kaylee's room. Dylan did say that she heard the dog barking. And she thought it was just Kaylee playing with the dog. Like she said that she heard the banging around upstairs and it sounded like Maddie jumping around with the dog. Well, no, that was actually when things were happening in Maddie's room. So Murphy was probably barking. That's probably what he was barking at. Like I said, I think she got up out of bed and she ran into Maddie's room because she heard something going on in Maddie's room. So I believe this is going to be Maddie's stuff. I'm just blocking out the pin numbers, you guys. I mean, they're probably all canceled now anyway, but still. I think this is Maddie's stuff. See, they blocked it out here, but they didn't block it out in the other pictures. So this is inside of Kaylee's desk in her room. She still had her stuff all in here, you guys. Look at it. She still even had a check. Look at it. All her stuff was still in here. This is, they're starting to take things out of her closet. Like all of her stuff. Her journals. Like, see, they're packing up her stuff now. All of her stuff was still in her room. She had not moved out yet. Look at it. She still had, this was probably her and Jack. But she still had, look at all of her jewelry. She was still staying there, you guys. Maybe not 24/7. Look at even stuff from the pharmacy, medication. She was still there. So you can see this is them packing up all her stuff. Look at all her stuff on her. Each of the girls seem to have one of these tray things. Like all her face creams and makeup brushes. Like, she was still, I believe, there. Her books and everything that were in here. And this tells me somebody was laying in bed here. And that's what I think happened. I think that she got up out of bed and ran into Maddie's room because she heard what was happening. And that's probably what Dylan heard. You know what I mean? And she's trying to see, look at her medications and everything. All her clothes. This is them packing everything up. There's Maddie's room. This is in Kaylee's room. There's doubles of a lot of pictures too, you guys. They took the Fire Stick TV stick. And they show it, pictures of it. There's the Fire Stick. So that was Kate. This is Kaylee's fridge. This is Maddie's fridge. Like I said, this is where Murphy was hiding, back in here. I showed you guys the pictures of that. So clearly her bedroom door was left open. So we're just gonna skim through. You can see they put police tape on everything. And this is the jacket that Maddie had been wearing that night. And this is what Kaylee was wearing. And it looks like her clothes there on the floor. Come in, throw off her clothes, get into bed. See? The door is open. So that's why I say she was sleeping in bed and she heard something. And she went running out. Murphy probably went running out behind her. And then Murphy probably took off scared as hell and went and hid. And look at, she puts an air conditioner in, crazy girl. And she puts nothing up here to block the heat from coming in up top. She just uses her blind. College kids. So remember in the picture they said, "Oh my God, look at there's a secret passage." Look at that was what we seen outside when they started tearing down the house, and there was this other opening below her window. And there's her window, and that's where that opening is. See her dresser's here. That's that opening. And this is what she was wearing that night at the grub truck. We seen it at the grub truck. Oh, Murphy's toy. Like I said, he'd probably seen through the window because her curtains had been open like just enough that he probably seen, okay, now she's left the room. Now I can go and get her or whatever he planned on doing. I don't know. But these are all just pictures. Some of them are doubles. See, she was sleeping right here, you guys, not up here. Because the covers are still up to the top here. She was sleeping on this side. She got up and she ran out. Murphy's cage open. She wouldn't have left Murphy out of the cage if she was going to have her bedroom door open. See, all her stuff was still there. Look at all her shoes. Tons of them. Like her perfumes, everything are still all here. Her medications, everything. Alka-Seltzer. See, all her stuff was still there. See, all her jeans, everything. Everything was still there. So those that were saying that she had moved out, no, wrong. So this is them just like showing everything. Where Kaylee's door was. Like I said, this is Kaylee's door here. And Maddie's door is like right here, over here. It's not a very big area. Look at maybe 6 feet to here. This way. Oh God. Okay, here we go. So if you got a weak stomach, you guys, click off now, because now these are going to be a lot of the photos. When they were doing the Blue Star, this is Xana's bedroom. This is where they found Xana, right here in this area. This is where Ethan was. She's still there in this photo. That's why they blocked it out. She's right here on the floor. So this is looking towards her room. See, she's right here. Her head is up here somewhere. This is looking from the bathroom into her room. So this is where she was. I don't know where. I think by this time they've got her out already. And they're going in to take photos of how it looked when they got in there. You can see all blood drippings here. It all happened over here. And this is where they found her, right here. See, there's that thing. Kaylee had one of these in her room too. So they're just taking an overall. And I don't know why they blacked this out because they end up showing it anyway. I believe these drops here are when he's leaving. That's the blood dripping off the knife, but you can clearly see some running down here. Remember I said you're going to see the difference of actual blood undiluted, the way it looks? Remember when I said in the hallway, it looks like it's diluted? This is what it should have looked like if there was a fight or he had got her in the hallway, but it's not. That's why I say I think he tried to wash as much as he could off his glove and the knife, and it diluted the blood. That's why the ones in the hallway on each side of these walls going down the hallway, it looks like it's diluted. This is what it should have looked like if she was attacked or the attack started in that hallway. I think he was chasing her and swinging the knife at her. And that's why I think there's so much cast off. And she got as far as in here. I think she tried to get to Ethan. Okay, so, and this here is that spot that I told you where I think her head hit the wall because there's all hair in that. In the bed here, you can see stab marks here and here, as if somebody was moving out of the way and he ended up stabbing the bed. You'll see that in the photos coming. Like I said, if you got a weak stomach, you guys, click off now. So this is where she was found, was right here. And Ethan was found over here. There's that spot. They're going to give you a close-up of it. So obviously Ethan was on this side of the bed. But you can see men's shoes here. Like, I think Ethan was living there basically with her. Like, she fought. Like I said, I don't know why they blacked this out because they show it later. Right, Rose? It's horrible. So this is where the blood was running down the outside of the wall. Like I said, they show this, you guys. Wait, we'll get to it. If you want to see it, you're going to see it. They get to the pictures where they show it. This is her closet. Now, in other photos, this isn't all here. So I think they started packing up her stuff and putting it in the bathroom because this looks pretty clean afterwards. You'll see as we go through. See how messy this is here? In other photos, this is all cleaned. And there's nothing up here. They've taken this stuff out. So I believe that they started emptying the closet. Remember when I told you they took stuff out of her bedroom and put it in the bathroom? I think anything that didn't have any blood on it, they took out. And they're showing looking out from her bedroom. See, I think she was probably about here, coming around the table to come to her room, and she's seen him. He's seen her. So she pushes the table to try and stop him, and she tries running. And he comes around, and he's running after her. So his arms are going, the knife is going, and that's where I think the splatter gets on these walls, because the attack didn't start until she was in her room. So there should be no blood on these walls because nothing happened in the hallway there. There's nothing on the floor, maybe a couple specks here and there. So that's why I say he was running after her down this hall. And it was diluted blood. I showed you the pictures at the beginning, what the diluted blood looked like. And then you see what was on her bedroom door, right? So this is where she was found, was down here. Her head was over here somewhere. There's Ethan's phone. So I don't know if she tried to grab Ethan's phone. Somebody trying to say this is a tooth. That's not a tooth, you guys. It's not a tooth. For God's sakes, this is bad enough. Don't make it worse. Not in our chat, you guys, because you guys are all very respectable. It was somebody else in another forum that said, oh, God, one of their tooth is beside Ethan's phone. Whoops. No, it's not. It's not a tooth. Anyway, there's Ethan's phone again. So this is where the blood was dripping on the outside when we seen it outside, dripping down the outside wall. It almost looks like something hit here too. This here, like when you see this spatter, this is somebody being hit who's bleeding and the blood splattering. So he may have put up a fight too. We just don't know, right? There's Xana's phone. Whoops. And this is where Ethan was on this side. There's Xana's phone. So was she trying to get to her phone? And it looks like Ethan's phone could have been on the bedside table or something, got knocked down. But see how blood should look if it's just blood not mixed with water? See that there? How it's running down the wall there? We'll see other photos. Okay, so this is when they're putting her in the body bag. Thank God they blacked this out too. Okay, so they've got her removed now. And like I said, I don't know why they blacked this out to begin with because they're showing it here. This is where she was found. This is the spot where I say her head hit. And this is the spot where the bed was stabbed. We're going to see these. Willow. Rose asks, Willow, what is your opinion about how Ethan's parents felt about Xana and Ethan? I think they were happy. I haven't heard anything different. As far as I knew, they accepted Xana and they were happy. I know his brother and sister were happy. They all hung out. Everybody loved Xana, apparently. Apparently, she was the life of the party. And some of the videos I've seen, she's so quirky. You can't help but love her. And she overcame so much, you guys. So much. So this spot here is where I said I think her head hit the wall because there's blood there and there's hair. They do show a close-up. And you can see right here where the bed has been stabbed. There's two spots. I think he went to stab and missed. Don't forget, Xana was fighting like hell. Okay, so this is along the edge of the bed and the wall where Ethan was. Ethan was right here. So I don't know if he is still in the bed at this point because they've blacked it out. That's looking in her room. Somebody rubbed up against the wall there. Blood transfer off of clothes or something. There is some splatter here. So I think this is initially where he first maybe hit her. See? You can see this is just pure blood. This is mixed with water or something because it's so light. So it's mixed in. So did he hit her with the knife here in this area for both of these kinds of stains to be there? This is just blood undiluted. This looks like it's diluted. So I think he did try and wash off that knife in the bathroom upstairs in Kaylee and Maddie's bathroom. But his hands, everything would have been covered in blood, right? So obviously this is diluted to me. Just my opinion. Okay, so like this is undiluted. Some of these look diluted. Some of them don't. So it's probably him hitting with that hand with the knife. I mean, it's sad to say, I'm just being honest with you guys. And this is why, like I told you guys before, I wanted to go into forensics and I couldn't because of this. I could not do this. Like looking at it, right now is hard enough. There's no way I could have went into that scene. So that's when I went over and changed my major. See, Rose says you're correct. I've worked over 10 years in CSI. To me, this looks like diluted blood mixed with actual blood. So thank you for that, Rose. You're awesome. Okay, so here again, there's a lot of splatter here, which means somebody was hit and the blood splattered out. And then bigger drops of blood here, maybe. See, this is the part that I hate, because we know his throat was cut. So was this blood pumping out? You know what I mean? This looks like a transfer here, almost like something moved up against it. So like maybe his hand, he grabbed and tried to get up or whatever. I don't know. So right here, you can see one of the stab marks in the blanket. Yeah, in the mattress. Let me just blow that part up for you. See here? That's a stab mark. He missed. I think she was trying to get to Ethan, because she was found right down here at the bottom of the bed part here. That's a stab mark. Just saying. And she was found right down here. And on this wall over here is where the mark is. And Rose did CSI for over 10 years. I'm going to see what her opinion is on it when we get to that photo. See what I mean? This is like, that's blood coming out of the victim, like spurting out all these little spatters here. And then this is bigger droplets and they're running down. And this is what I mean. You see the difference between blood undiluted and what it looks like running down a wall. And then you've seen out in the hallway how the blood looks diluted. It's not dark like this. All of them, not just one, all of them. So that tells me that he probably tried to wash off that knife. This here looks like either hair, something. This isn't spatter. This is, or cast off. This is something actually coming in contact that had blood on it with the wall. Could have been hit again there. I don't know. But that's what that is. It's this spot here that we're going to see where I'm going to say her head hit the wall there. And you can see he missed here. Tried to stab her again and missed and got the bed. Like he was, oh my God, you guys. She almost got to Ethan. This spot right here. There is another stab mark right here where he misses. See it? Or did he get her like in the hand or something? Because there is a lot of blood around here too. But that goes right into the mattress there and there. And this is that spot where I think her head was, because there we go. Rose, what do you think? See here, there's hairs in it. And these outward, to me, that's like hair or something. That's something hitting. And it looks to me like it could have been her head. Because this is blood coming off of something that had blood on it. Like these little things are spatter. But even this here, it looks like a transfer from something that had blood on it already. And then you see the hairs in it. So I do believe that. And there's pictures of where Ethan was too. The same thing, hair around the blood stain. It's sad. It's sad. Like these tell 1,000 things. So you can clearly see the stab to the mattress there, there. There could be more. We don't know. But this is where you can tell something was here stopping this part of the floor from getting blood on it. That's probably underneath her. And that's why I said this is probably her head. Now, these are also, this to me, and I'll ask Rose again since she worked for 10 years in CSI, this here looks like hair. Not actual hair, but hair that touched this area that already had blood on it. These are smears. Like, this is something hitting and then coming down. You know what I mean? Like, so did she fall there? This too looks like part of her hair that was saturated in blood that left this mark, this mark. So is this her coming down? Like, coming down. We see spatter here. So she was hit again somewhere in this area and she falls and hits her head here. This could also be coming down with her hair. She had long hair because this is blood that's come off of something else. See what I mean? How it's smeared and it's in a downwards motion. So is this in a downwards motion. This is just horrible, you guys. They take a million pictures of this, and I don't know why. I don't know if they're thinking that, like this here, and I'm going to take this off, but that there, to me, looks like a heel print. And it looks barefoot to me because of this here. This looks like the heel and like the outer part of your foot. You know what I mean? Some of this over here too looks like almost like a heel print. But they took a lot of photos of that. We'll see it later on. I think this pillow was thrown at him to try and get him to stop. There's also a cast off over here, like splatter. Somebody getting hit and their blood flying this way. See this? That's high impact stain. So that's something being hit and the blood flying off of it. This too, something is rubbed up against that. Like she was fighting, you guys. Look at down here too. On her shoe. See what I mean by you can tell what is blood undiluted? So go back. If you haven't seen it, go back and look at the photos in the hallway. You'll see that they're really, really light. Like it's like they're diluted. There's that carbon monoxide again they took off. So Ethan was over here. That's what blood should look like if it's undiluted. And you can see in the hallway, it doesn't look like that. So I believe she made it to her bedroom and he got her right there. Like she was trying to get to Ethan. That's probably what she ate that night. Thank God they blocked out her passwords. See, you can see that stab mark right there. There's another one. Let me change my color. Right there. Now, I'm going to give you another little insight here. Correct, Nana. You can see that this stuff is under the bed, okay? And it's a ways back there. You can see there's a shoe here. It's further back. This tells me while she's on the ground here, she is still being hit because this is under the bed and it's got splatter on it. So she has to be almost at this level. And look at this is coming up. You know what I mean? See, it's far enough under the bed too that it should have been protected unless she was being attacked again at a lower level. And you can see the blood coming right through the mattress. Like there was a lot of blood loss. Okay, so here is where Ethan was on this side of the bed. And this is where it ran down outside to the outside wall. You can see here. Like, this is probably where his head area was. Or something blocking this area here. So he was right here. Tells me there's two separate areas where he was assaulted, here and here. Just by the way the blood is coming down and off. So, you know, the first time he was hit, did he try to get up, or was he up and then down and he got it again here? And I think this is the second one because this is where most of the blood is pooled on the floor. So this, I believe, was the first attack and the second. Just saying. You can ask Rose. The blood gets darker as it sets in. The fresh blood spatter is what we're looking at. Yeah. The other stuff in the hallway, I feel, is still diluted because it gets darker as it dries. And that stuff in the hallway is taken the same day these pictures are taken. So they should either be this color or darker, not lighter. That's why I'm saying I believe that the blood in the hall there, leading to Xana's room, was diluted. Yeah, she was fighting. Yeah, with her whole body, feet, everything. So what do you think here, Rose? If you guys don't know, Rose was in CSI for over 10 years. I believe this was the first attack here, and this was the second because of the blood pooling down here. This looks where most of the blood, and this is where it leaked out. Like you can see it right under the baseboard, leaked out and went outside. So I do believe that this was the final, where he finally rested right here, and the last attack. I believe one was up here, one down here. So did he wake up and he got nailed? And then as he fell down, he got nailed again here. What do you think of that? And you can clearly see there's two different areas here and here too. So now this here, you guys, this is whatever this is underneath was over here. And it's been dragged out when they pulled the bed out. But you can clearly see the saturation of blood here. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Like you can see, it's right up onto here. I think this is the final right here. I think this was the initial, and this was the final right here in this area. Look at this. Oh my God, you guys. That's what I said. I don't know why they blocked it out before. Yeah, Xana was more alert because I believe Xana was coming back from the kitchen from dropping off her bag that had her food in it. She put it in the kitchen, obviously, because it's there in the kitchen. And I think on her way back to her room is when Bryan Kohberger was coming down from the third floor. He's seen her, she's seen him, she ran, and he chased her. And I think as he's running with the knife and the blood on him, that's what's spattering on the walls leading to her bedroom. And it's diluted because I think he tried to wash up in the bathroom upstairs and clean that area up too. That's just my opinion. the only thing, like on the walls here and on this half wall and on the wall over here, because here's the stairs going down on this wall here, how that looking like deleted blood got on these walls. Because if she would have been attacked out here, there would have been the dark red stains on these walls going down these walls, not blood that looks like it's been diluted. And I believe she pushed as she came. I feel like she was right about here somewhere, like going around the table. And I feel like he was coming down the stairs. He's seen her probably about here. She pushes this table to try and stop him, and she ran. He come running through, and with, trying to get maybe as much blood that he could get off him from upstairs and the knife. I feel like that's what the diluted blood is. That's on this wall, the other side of this wall here, and on the wall that's over here, because this is the stairs going down. That's what I feel happened. And he got her right here. As soon as she got in her door, he caught up to her because she was trying to go this way. You see the blood running down here, and you see some splatter. As soon as you get to her door here, her light switch is right here on the wall. You see some splatter there. You see some splatter across. I think that was the first hit. She tried to get to Ethan. See, there's no reason why there should be anything on the other side of this wall or over here. And this all looks like diluted, even some on here. It looks like it's been diluted. I don't know if you've seen those pictures, Rose, but they're going to show them again. So that blow to Ethan's neck really caused that type of blood spatter. He tried, poor guy. He ran after her with confidence because he knew Ethan was no longer a threat. No, Ethan was in bed sleeping, Rose. Ethan was in bed. I believe she was right here somewhere when he seen her. When he came down the stairs, he seen her. She runs. He gets her right here. Ethan is still in bed over there. Did Ethan try, was she trying to get to Ethan? That's what it looks like to me by the blood trail. Because she's found right over here. Her feet here and her head over here. Ethan is in the bed over here. And with her, when she gets here, she's already fatally wounded, right? Does Ethan sit up and he gets it right away? Slumps over and gets it again, and he passes right there. And she passes here. But she put up a fight. And then, did he see she was still alive? And he says, don't worry, I'm going to help you. Is that when Dylan heard that? Because she's crying, because Dylan said that she could hear crying. She's fatally wounded here, but could be still somewhat, alive. This is so hard to talk about. He took out Ethan because Ethan probably popped up what the hell's going on? Hearing Xana. But Xana's down. You can tell because her head hits the wall there. And he's fatally stabbed her. She's bleeding out. He gets Ethan and then finishes her off. And then he leaves. That's exactly what I think happened. Because Ethan was still exactly where he went to sleep on that side of the bed. See, I believe she was right here. And he came down right here and chased her and got her as soon as she got in the door. We can tell because there's the blood running down on the door and there's splatter on this back wall where her light switch would have been right inside the door. See, her light switch was right here on this wall inside the door. There's spatter here, and there's blood running down the door here. So I think she was first attacked right here. Inside her room, right here. You don't agree? See, I've said right from the beginning that he came in and he went upstairs first. What and how that is proven now is when they did samples, right? They took samples from the blood and everything upstairs. There was only Kaylee and Maddie's blood upstairs. Ethan and Xana's blood was not upstairs. But when they did the samples from the blood down here, okay, they took hundreds of blood samples. Kaylee and Maddie's blood was found in some of those samples with Ethan and Xana's. None of Ethan and Xana's blood was found upstairs, right? No. And that's what, to me, that's what proves that my theory was right from the beginning, that Kaylee and Maddie were killed first, because none of Ethan or Xana's blood was found upstairs. But Maddie and Ethan's blood, Maddie and Kaylee's blood was found in mixtures with Xana and Ethan's. And there was blood all down this side of the wall, but it looks like it's watered down. So I think he caught her here, and then she tried to get to Ethan and couldn't. Just my opinion. See how close this actually is? There's the side of the bed right there. She was right here. He got her. And there's blood running down the door here, and right inside her wall here is her light switch, and there's spatter there. There's spatter on the wall, and then there's spatter over here too. So that tells me that she was first hit right here. Because other than that, 95% of all the blood evidence is over here for Xana. And Ethan's is 95% over here when he's still in bed. And like I said, Kaylee and Maddie's blood was found in mixtures of blood here, but none of Ethan or Xana's blood was found in mixtures upstairs. With what they had, yep. Okay. So this is, I think they start, I just imagine how these parents felt after knowing all this. Yeah. I'm kind of wondering what the parents are thinking right now, because I know they went to court and they had a court order stating that these pictures were not to be released. That order was made a couple months ago by the judge, that the victims' bedrooms were not to be released. So how did these pictures get released when there's a court order saying they can't? Was that just the Moscow Police Department that couldn't release them? Did they make an error in that order when the judge said that the pictures of the bedrooms are not to be shown? Was that order just against the Moscow police? Did that not extend to Idaho State Police? Because these pictures here that you're seeing, these 2,790, were released by Idaho State Police. I think Ethan was passed right out. Because Ethan, if you read all like the statements from friends and everything, he was like drunk out of it. I think he was passed out. Xana ordered food. Xana ate her food and then went to the kitchen to drop off the empty bag, or in the kitchen to even maybe grab something. That's why the Jack-in-the-Box bag was in the kitchen. And she was coming back to her bedroom like nothing. They didn't hear what was going on upstairs because they're on the other side of the house. Right? When you put everything, not just the blood stuff together, but her getting her food, the Maddie and Kaylee texting upstairs, when everything is put together as a whole, you know, Dylan's account, she hears stuff upstairs and then she hears stuff from Xana's room. Like, we've gone through tons of photos. Exactly why I'm seeing this the first time. The pictures. There was pictures that I had already, not to this extent. Everything was blacked out. And the parents went to court and said, no, take them down, and we don't want our kids' bedrooms shown. And the judge ordered that these bedrooms were not to be shown. That was a couple months ago. And now they've put them out again. Hello, Glowy. So this is the end of the bed. This is the wall. Ethan was over here. I don't think Ethan heard anything until Xana came running into the room and she started getting stabbed and everything. And she probably was, Ethan, you know. And Ethan pops up. So he goes after Ethan because he knows he's got her pretty much contained already. He gets rid of Ethan. And then Dylan says she hears, don't worry, I'm here to help you. And then finishes her off. I don't think Ethan heard a thing until she started getting stabbed. You see the splatter here? See? And then there's blood running down the door here. I think she was first got here. There's blood all over this. I think she was first got right inside, whoops, right inside this door, right here. Because for splatter to be here and blood running down here, this was the first contact. And there's blood on the floor, drippings here. And this is covered in blood, and so is the carpet. Now, like I said, down each side of this wall here, it's diluted blood running down. They're going to show more pictures of it, Rosie, if you haven't seen it. We'll get to it. See how there's hardly anything on these walls here? She was running towards Ethan, trying to wake Ethan up. Next to nothing over here, except for right here down low. And on this bedside table was beside the bed. It's been moved for these pictures anyway. So the bed was over right here. Most of it happened right in this area. The bed was here. So I believe once she got in, she was probably hit once here. And this is where she ended up passing away. And I think, you know, she started, oh my God, like screaming or whatever. You know what I mean? Ethan pops up. That's why we see the two different areas where there's two distinct areas where an incident occurred. I think he popped up like, what the hell? Kohberger seen that, got him the first time, and then got him the second time here. Took him out so he could finish her off. Because as soon as this is done, he runs back down the hallway and out the kitchen door. Everything is done towards the bed. Like you can see in this, like, there's that desk. Everything is done from this point and over. It's not very big. Like in these pictures back here, where is it? Look at, you can see, like when they're in there taking pictures with the wide lens, the end of that bed, like when you open the door, here's the wall for the door. When you open that, you can see most of the bed. You know what I mean? So the wide angle lens that they use so they can get more of the room really throws off our perception of what we're seeing. See, the bed would have came right to here. Well, maybe over a little bit right here. And this is where it happened with her right here. See where this tape is? That's that right there. So this isn't, that's, you know, the width of a door. So from here to her wall is probably only a couple feet, right? But again, like you can see a marker right here, Rose. We're going to get back to it. I think they're going to show it. And there's some over here. And then there's some down along these walls here. You're going to see. And once you see it, I want your opinion. Now, don't forget, things have been moved around now because they want to take their pictures and stuff and their measurements and all that. Things have all been moved around. Like a lot of people say, well, this, unless it's really zoomed in, this could be a fingerprint because that's how fingerprints are, is like this. So if they've really, really, really zoomed in on this, this could be like a handprint. Yeah, that's a fingerprint. They've really zoomed in. They've used a really high-powered camera here. That's a fingerprint. Sorry for the cough, you guys. I got one, well, I'm getting over one hell of a cold. Yeah, that's a handprint or something. And just to let you know, they take tons of pictures of that. These are really dark. See how there's not a lot on this side? Because everything happened over here. Like there's a little bit here, maybe from the first impact at the door. Because this was over here, right? But all along this wall is where I'm talking about, Rose, and this wall right here. There's some here, and then there's some over on this wall. We're going to get to it. I want to show you because I really want your opinion. Okay, so there's the dark red that you can see that happen. And don't forget, these pictures are all taken at the same time. So it's not like, oh, days have passed or whatever. See, there's nothing on the outside. Which tells me as soon as she got inside that door, she got nailed the first time for spatter to land on this light switch. And that's where that thing was. Her closet is right here. There's a little bit here and a little bit here. But most of it is all over there and on this carpet. See, this is the first area where she gets hit, I think. Because these are drops from like maybe the knife coming out. Right. But this is right outside her door, Rose. Right? This is her door. And the difference, wait till you see it. I'm going to show you. When you see the difference between this blood dripping down and just outside her door on that hallway wall there, the blood dripping down, you're going to see what I mean. They're going to go back to it, believe me. So this is all just photos of stuff in her room. I'm anxious to get back to the wall so I can show Rose. This is all in her room. See like blood splatter in that, how it's like, you can still see it's red, right? There's that stab mark in the bed. There's one there and there's one up here somewhere. And this is where Ethan was, along here. This is where they found her finally. This is where her head hit. That's where we seen that spot on the wall with her hair in it. And look at, there's a stab mark there. He's stabbing her right here. And this is her body. This is an outline. She's like laying right here because there's no blood. Well, I mean, there's a little bit, but there's mostly no blood under here. And this is where all the blood is right here. You can almost see the outline of her body. And they've moved stuff around, right? See an area there and then an area down farther here. So I think he got up, like, what the hell? He got hit. And then he got, as he's down, he got stabbed here too. Because there's two distinct areas. But there's nothing really over here. It's all in this area of the bed. Look on that fur, yeah. Yep. That's a chair that was right here. And that's why I say I think she fell or something with the first hit, and that's how she got the blood on the chair. See, there's two areas, one there and one there. So I think he got hit, and then he went down, and he got sliced again there. See the two distinct areas? This chair was over here. So when she first got hit coming in the door, she could have fell against that chair. But don't forget, they've moved the chair and everything around now. Oh, me too. It's like, oh my God, the horror. See, there's nothing over here. Everything happened up near the head of that bed. Like there's a couple little, but nothing, like even on the inside of the door. See this here? That's why I said I think she got hit as soon as she got in the door. And there's cast off there too. That's him like coming up with the knife to stab him and the blood coming off of the knife. See, that chair was over here, Rose. So I think if she got hit first right here, because to make that blood there and the blood near the light switch, she probably got hit right in this area here first. She could have fell because this has blood all over it too. She could have fell this way, got up, and like we knew, she fought for her life, right? But because all the blood is contained to this area, there should be nothing out here. And if there is, it should be the bright red blood, like, well, it's not bright red, but you could tell it's drying, but it's fresh. The blood in here is fresh. It should be the same out here. So we're going to see that. Here we go. See all these markings that they make? Look at the blood. This is blood dripping. See how you can barely see it? It's like it's diluted. Here, they're going to get into the pictures again. This is almost like her fingers are going down the side of the, I don't know. People are saying, oh, look at somebody wrote something in the blood. See, this is something hitting it that already had blood on it. This could be her face or something, you know what I mean? But this is a downward. This is something with blood on it going past this. Look at it. Or somebody trying to get up. Because some of this looks like it's going downwards, and this looks like somebody trying to get up. This looks to me like a heel print. Okay, because there's one spot here. Okay, here we go. There's going to be, okay, we're at 1220. Let's see where they start these. Okay, they start taking photos of this specific picture at, you can see it right here. Right here. 12:17. Let's see how many pictures they take of this. I'm going to just scroll fast. Yeah. Yep. Grasping to get up. Yep. Okay. Wait till you see the outside ones. This is what I would want, not what wrong choice of words, Willow. This is what you would expect to see, the coloring on the wall in the hallway if she was attacked in the hallway. If those blood that's in the hallway, if that came from her, you would expect to see it this color. or darker. See how it's going darker because it's drying? It could be, but to me, this looks like a heel. She was barefoot, right? But let's see how many pictures they take. We're at 12:44. So from 12:12 was the first picture. They were interested in this for some reason because we're still going. We're at 12:9. Okay. From 12:12 to 12:92. So from picture 12:12 to picture 12:92 was all pictures of this. It could be her head. It could be. But to me, this looks like a heel print. But the way that this all is here, this could be clothing. This could be almost anything making these impressions. Yep. My exact thoughts, Rose. Okay, so I want to get to, okay, so this is definitely her head hit there. That nightside table was here. She tried to get up. And that's why this is all, like, this is a lot of blood. But this had hair in it. This is a stab to the mattress, and there's another one up here. So he's trying to stab her and missing. She's trying to get up. So you can clearly see that stab wound there. There's two of them. There's one there, and there was one further up that was harder to see. Maybe it's down here more. But he clearly missed here. And her head hits here because there's hair in here too. And then the bedside table was here. You can clearly see she's trying to get up. See, there's the hair in it. You can see the hair. Okay, so let's get past this. See, there's one area where there was an incident, and there's another incident down here. So I think this is when initially when he got up, and you can see hair in this too. I don't want to zoom in, you guys, but I can see the hair. There's one right there, and there's one right there, and there's one right there, and there's some up here. So I think he popped up like, what the hell's going on? Kohberger sees him, attacks him here. He slumps over or bends down. I don't know how it happened, but then there is another incident here. So here is an incident here, an incident here. Okay, so I want to get back out into the hall. See, this is drippings off of something. This is a straight down drip. These here are directional, but this here is, and these here, that's blood dripping off of something. Another one here. That's blood dripping straight down off of something. And then you got the smudges and everything here. And directional here. These are direct down drippings. With directional movement here. So these drippings are probably off the knife. Or if her hand, like I can't see her standing still long enough to have a direct down drip like that. Because we know she was fighting for her life. See? This is what you would expect to see if there was an injury that happened out in the hallway. With those down drips like this out in the hallway. Let's get to them. See? And then you got this. This right here, Rose, this one right here. That is how all the blood drippings are, even lighter, out in the hallway. To me, this is possibly him with the knife, like pushing the door, trying to get to her. And then this is from the incident of him getting her. This here could still be cast off from the knife, right? Yeah, the drops. See how there's different? This is totally different from all the others. Yeah, these drops here are definitely drops coming off the knife. So are these. That's why I think he got her the first time right here at the door. But I'm trying to get, see how light this one is? Coming right from the handle. So it's like he's tried to wash the blood off of his hands and the knife because he figures he's just going to leave upstairs when he's on the 3rd floor. But then he sees Xana. So some of this, look at, some of this is diluted and this is not. Okay, hang on. Let's get to it. See the difference? See the difference? Diluted, not. That's why I say he tried to wash that knife off and wash his hands off. Trying to get back to the ones. This is all spatter cast off from somebody being hit. This is an impact. See, I did learn a lot in forensics, but I just couldn't go through with it. Also look at the tabs on the floor to the left of the door that we're looking at. That shows the blood splatter as well. Yes. I'm trying to get to, what's that? Yeah. Here, there's some here too. They're back in the room again. This is the fridge in Xana's room. I'm trying to get back to the hallway because they do go back to the hallway. A lot of these are dark, you guys, but we've seen these photos already. See, even here, these are not, these are diluted. Look at, this is somebody moving up against the door. This is diluted. He tried to get some blood off him before he took off. But he wasn't expecting to run into Xana. Those two are definitely drips from the knife. Now, is that where they're getting with this other dilute, what I'm calling diluted? Yes, here too. Look at the splatter. See, now they've started cleaning some of her stuff out. You can see it over here. They've moved it into the washroom. Because if you remember when we first started seeing it, this was full of stuff. See, there's another one. This is all cast off. And you can see some of it is diluted. That's why I say, I swear to God, he tried to wash that knife upstairs before. Look around the doorknob. That's interesting. That's a blue star. See, some of this looks like diluted. This is incident blood, and some of this looks diluted. Like when he starts trying to go to stab her, the cast off that's going to come from that is going to be the diluted blood that's on the knife from when he was upstairs. And then this is actually cast off from, or spatter from when he actually hits her. You can tell the difference in the colors. But yeah, they did the doorknob, and this is too, this is transfer from something. Something with blood on it transferred across this. And there's also spatter over here. So that's why I say, I think she was hit right here as soon as she came in the door. She could have possibly hit there first, got back up, like what the hell? Hello, Carolette. That's almost like a hand, like, oh my God. Yeah, this is dusting powder. I thought it was a blue star at first, but no, that's dusting powder for fingerprints. This too is like transfer from something else. See? Look at the difference in the blood. That's diluted. That's not. Trying to get back to the hallway. This is not diluted. This is cast off from when she first comes in and she gets hit. Whoops. That's over here. Or there's some right there too. So I believe she was standing right here. Some went that way, some went this way. Okay, so let's get to the hallway. This is definitely, she's trying to get up. This is where her head hit. She's trying to get up here. But there's some downward and there's some upward motion. So did he hit her hard? She fell back. She smashed her head. Like her head's already bleeding because there is hair in that blood. And then she gets back up again. Like she's trying to get up here. This isn't somebody grabbing like the top. This is blood transfer from somebody like grabbing and maybe the side of their hand. That's a transfer from something else. Okay. This one looks like it's in a downward and this one looks like in an upward, or that's her hair hitting it. This is definitely downward. Spotter. This is right at the head of the bed. This is definitely falling or getting up. Okay, let's go. This is all in her bedroom. I'm trying to get back out into the hallway, you guys. We've seen all these. There's multiple of the same picture, as you can see. Like I said, there it is there. There's the first incident happening, and here's a second incident happening. Right here, and then right here. Where you can see it better there. First incident, second incident. These are two independent things happening. This looks like a transfer from clothes or something, hair, shoulder, something. See, this is what you'd expect to see, right? But anyway, okay, let's get to the hall. These are all, you guys, by where Ethan was. Like I said, if you guys really want to dissect this stuff, you can feel free to go back and pause it. I'm not doing that. Okay, now we're back upstairs. Oh, we're going into Kaylee's room. Okay, what number am I on? Let me write this down. 1748. Whoops, 1748. Okay, let me just go back for a minute, you guys, so I can show Rose what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. These ones, Rose. Look at. Look at these blood things. Those are diluted. If that's blood, that's diluted. Look at. See how light they are? See? If that is blood, that is diluted. Okay. See? That could not even be blood. That could be something else. But there they are there. It looks like it could be blood, but those are, if that's blood, that's diluted. This looks like coffee or something. But if that is blood, that is diluted. Am I right or wrong, Rose? Yeah. If this is blood, that's diluted. Right or wrong? That could be something totally different. They're saying those were blood. If that's blood, and there's another one, see? This is the stairs going downstairs. On the other side of this wall, it's the stairs going down to the first floor where you would come in off the parking lot, right? They said there's one over there, and there's another one down over here. So if he's running after her, swinging that knife that he tried to wash off upstairs, and he's chasing her because she's running down this hall, because this is the hall that goes towards her bedroom, Xana's bedroom. So he sees her out in the living room. She's running now to get back to her bedroom, and he's chasing her. And he has, like, he's tried to wash his hands in the knife. That could be diluted blood from upstairs. And it's all in this area. There's a whole bunch of them. Or it could be something totally, that could be somebody popping open a can of soda or something and whatever. I don't know, but they were trying to say it was blood. So, like, that looks like a smudge of something. This too. This, I'm going to make this a little bigger. If this is blood, this is a transfer off of something else that had blood already on it. You can tell that it's like going in a direction. It's like it's rubbing off somebody's arm or clothes or something like that as they're going by this part of the wall. Okay, so let's get back to, what did I say we were at? 1748. And it's not going to let me do it. Okay, let's, oh, it's because I'm zoomed in, I think. Okay, let's do this. 1748. We're getting there, guys. We got another 1,000 pictures to get through. Okay. So here we are now upstairs. See, I think he went in here and he washed off that knife, tried to wash off the knife and his hands, his gloves, the best that he could, right? Sorry, guys, I had a cough there. Okay, so let's keep going. Why is this upside down? Okay, so this is Maddie's room. So when you go into Maddie's room, okay, Kaylee's room is just over there. There are some blood on this door, and I think there's one up here. These are the shoes that Maddie was wearing that night, and there are the jeans that she was wearing. The coat that she was wearing was in Kaylee's room. And that's why I say, I think that Kaylee heard something happening in Maddie's room and she came running. Just my opinion. Why is this upside down? Where am I? Am I going the wrong way? Come on. I don't know why these are all upside down, you guys. But anyway, I think he went in here and cleaned off his hands and knife because he was expecting to leave. Yes, that's transfer. Yes, I think he was planning on leaving. And then as he was trying to leave, he was going down the stairs right underneath this dresser downstairs in the living room. That's where I think somewhere there that he seen as he was coming down these stairs, he seen Xana coming out of the kitchen to go that way. And the chase was on. That's what I believe. So this is just getting closer up. This is Maddie's room. There's her boots. There's her jeans. Her blind is open a little bit here, you guys. From that hill, he would be able to see any movement and see that her light is now off. So here's Maddie's room. Like I said, there's her jeans. There's her shoes that she was wearing that night. And I'm going to mention again, in Maddie's room, this is where Maddie was laying right here, right? There is next to nothing over here as for any blood spot or anything. Everything is contained to over here and down here. So they're just showing her room. See how her blind is kind of open? So Maddie's on this side. I think Maddie's here sleeping. Kohberger comes in. He's right on top of her. Or he comes right up to this side here and starts stabbing her, right? I think Kaylee come running in, and like the first thing she sees as she gets in that room is him stabbing, and she jumps this way to try and stop it. She's up in this corner. I don't think she was in bed with Maddie that night. This is ultimately where she ends up. See how the covers are on the bed? On this side? Nobody was sleeping on this side. The covers are still covering that side of the bed. The blood is all on top of this here. It soaks through this big area here, ends up soaking through. But don't forget, she was viciously attacked, and you can tell by all of this too. There's some of her hair there. I don't think she was sleeping there. I think she came in to see what the hell was going on in Maddie's room. See how the cover is still covering the bed? Right here. And when you see Maddie's side, the cover is like, you can tell somebody like was on that side of the bed. Here, it's still covered. And all the blood is here and on top of the comforter and this pillow. I think she came running in and tried to jump on him as he's over Maddie, stabbing her. Because you can clearly see over here is one incident and right here is another. So you can clearly see somebody was sleeping on this side of the bed. But the other side, the comforter is still covering the bed. So she comes in and she sees, and look at the blood splatter here. It starts here. So you can clearly see somebody was laying here, but the covers are still on the bed over there. I don't think she was in there. See? The blood is all on the top of the comforter. And I don't know, Rose, what do you think? And there is where we see the knife sheath. All the blood on this side where Kaylee was found up in this corner, all the blood is on top of the comforter. Here, it's basically between the comforter and the sheet, which tells me somebody was sleeping in this bed on this side. On this side, somebody was just on top, not underneath. So put it all together. Don't just look at this as one thing. Look at Kaylee's room. Her bed was obviously being slept in. It looks like somebody threw the covers back, got up out of bed. Murphy's cage door was opened. The only time she left Murphy outside of that cage was when he was sleeping in bed with her and she had her door closed. Otherwise, he was locked up in that cage. So he didn't go through the house and piddle and everything, right? And get into everything. Kaylee was in her room. I believe, and it's just my opinion, Kaylee come running out of her room when she heard something going on. And that's when Dylan hears Kaylee bouncing around and Murphy barking. Murphy's barking because Kaylee's running into Maddie's room to try and save her. And that's why Kaylee's door was still open with Murphy out of the cage and Murphy hiding underneath her desk. See, there's an incident on this side. There's an incident over here. See? There's next to nothing on Maddie's side because she was under the covers. I don't think Kaylee was in that bed sleeping. I think and there's her other sweatshirt she was wearing. I believe Kaylee come in to save her. Look at how beautiful her room was. See? And Maddie has only a couple pair, two pair. Well, these are like slipper things, Uggs. But she only has a couple pairs of shoes and boots compared to everybody else that has like 100. Not 100, but you know what I mean. What do you think, Rose? This is what Maddie was wearing that night. And her yellow sweatshirt that's beside the bed. This is also transfer. This is somebody going out the door or by that door with blood on them, transferring it to the door. This is where whatever happened to Kaylee happened. Look at the comforter is on the bed. All of what happened to Kaylee and the blood from Kaylee is on top of this comforter. I think she came running in and tried to save Maddie. Look at this is all blood, you guys. That's from Kaylee. Everything is on top. Which tells me she wasn't in there sleeping. That's cast off from being hit, like an impact. That to me is like her head or something hitting the wall with this. Like something's touching the wall. It could be her hand, it could be her arm, it could be her face, it could be anything. See, the comforter is totally on that side of the bed. Now here they've pulled it up. Or maybe just pulled it back a bit. You could tell somebody had been sleeping there because this is where Maddie was. And this here, all the blood is on top of the comforter, on top of everything. Nope. I think she heard something going on in Maddie's room. When you put together what you see in Kaylee's room, with the dog out of the cage, her door left open, she come running in to help. She wasn't sleeping there. Look at. Whereas Maddie's pillows moved and this is all scrunched up on the bed, she was not under them covers. She was not in bed. She came running in, I believe, to try and help Maddie. See how the blankets are down here? There's her phone. See how the blankets are down here? There's the knife sheath. But this side of the blankets are all up. And all the blood from Kaylee is on top. There's that knife sheath. And they're pulling the blankets back to expose it. See how the blood is on the sheet underneath? The drops? Directional here. It tells a lot, you guys. Even these. It hit here and it's running down. But on Kaylee's side, everything is on top. So there was a huge fight here. And that's where she bled out. See how there's next to nothing underneath because it's all in the comforter. It's on top of the pillow and on top of the comforter. See how Maddie's, look at, you can see the red here. Over here you can't because everything happened on top of that comforter, except for the edge here where the comforter maybe got pulled a bit. Everything that happened with Kaylee is on top of that comforter. Yep. Oh, she did everything in her power to try and save Maddie. So I'm just going to go through these quickly, you guys, these ones. So you can see some here on the wall here. A little bit here. But nothing on these pillows. And it doesn't look like anything in her closet got hit. There's some over here too. And obviously up here. And by now they've taken her phone. That's impact. See how you can see that's where her legs would have been. And there's drops on the floor here. That's a transfer. That there is a transfer. Probably when he left. So there's 1, 2, at least 3 different areas where incidents occurred. Look at underneath the shelf. There's even a spot up here. And they go through everything. What was that? That's the blue pen. That's right here. So this desk drawer had to have been open because look at, there's blood splatter in there. See? November 12th. What she had to do. Look at. That is so sad. So there is some splatter here too. This is above the head of her bed. Okay, Rose. He went after Maddie first because it was easier for him, and he liked Kayla. Kaylee's older sister said she would have whooped him good if he didn't slip in like a predator, right? And now we're back at, okay, see how you can see on the sheets where Maddie was, but you don't see that on Kaylee's side where they say Kaylee was sleeping. It's only on the one side, which tells me she was not in bed sleeping. Like I said, I think oh, look at how pretty that is. And it looked like she kept her room really clean too. So they're packing up her stuff now. So anything that they don't need for the investigation, they're going to pack up, and they've pulled the bed out from the wall now, and they blue starred everything. You can see all the blue star. If somebody can get to him, Nana. Right? Her room was just beautiful. The way she decorated it up. So here's all the blue star that they did. And you can see it on the floor over there too. Right here. So this is the blue star. So that must be her pillow. See how the blood's all on just one side? That's because when I believe Kaylee came in and jumped him. Like, what the hell are you doing to her? And just came right across the bed this way to try and stop what was going on. And then she got it up here in the corner. And by then she was trapped. She had nowhere to go, right? He had her trapped. See, because other than just the side of the bed here, there's nothing on this side where they said Kaylee was sleeping. And she apparently had something like, what, 90-something stab wounds? This would have been horrible. I mean, it's already horrible. But see how there's nothing on the sheet except for a little bit on the edge where it meets the wall? This tells me that she was on top of the sheets and comforter. See? There's next to nothing on this side of the bed. She came in running to save her. That's what I believe. Just my opinion. You guys can dissect that. But look at how beautiful her room was. Like, she had it set up so nice. Nana says they can't keep him in solitary forever, right? See, they blue starred the door and everything. Well, at least Maddie kept her detector in place. So many different directions. Like, this is going this way. 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 This way. Rose says, I'm wishing these inmates will take care of this matter since law enforcement can't, right? See, like, here's some other spots. Like, that's coffee or something. But there's so many different directions this is going. So that's him bringing up the knife, going down, bringing up, going down. So many different directions going on here. And there's spotter there. So see, up here, down here. It's so many different directions. And this is how they count how many stab actions he made. Not only like on the body itself, but usually there's cast off from each time he moves that knife, right? Unless it's very close proximity. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is an impact. These are impacts. You see cast-offs here. Like, we don't know how high up he brought it, right? He could have just, like, up a couple inches and just kept wherever he could hit, right? Friggin' sicko. But you can see, like, none of her clothes got any on it. So, which tells me that he wasn't lifting up his arm very high to do the next stab. Like, I think there and there maybe is, there's one there. There's a couple up here. But other than these two, I don't see anything else here for cast off or anything. Maybe one there. There's a whole bunch here. So he stayed pretty low. That's what this is telling me right now, is he stayed pretty low. He wasn't standing up. I think he was like her level. And these are impact. They're not cast off. These are impact. Some of these are cast off. Look at every different direction these are going in. A lot of these are going in the one direction. So I've gone this way. But these, I believe, were from Kaylee. These ones, the spud light switch. Impact. There's cast-offs too, though. Like there, there, there. Impact mixed with cast-off. So a lot of activity in this area here. I said that's something that had blood on it that's hit the wall. It's probably Kaylee. And this almost looks like it could be hair that had blood on it that hit the wall. Like these here. This could be her head hitting the wall. Because she's bleeding from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major, 7 major places right there. And you're getting the cast off here. And you're getting impact. Like, was her head up against the wall and he just kept hitting her? I don't know. Yeah, these wisps look like that's transfer from blood on the hair. But there's some, this is why I'm kind of leaning towards this. There was a side of her face, probably her right side of her face up against the wall here. And these are all injuries. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get too far into forensics, but I got far enough to know a little bit. But like, this is just a mixture of cast off, of spatter, of impact, everything. Yeah. Thank you, Rose. Okay, so I was right. I think she's up against the wall here. And these are dripping down from her injuries that she's got on that side of her face. But this is just a mixture of everything. Cast off, spatter, impact, everything there. Oh, yeah, because this is to the left. So, yeah. So here's her face is over here. This is all, she's being hit. Because this is all cast off to the left of that. So you can see her hair whispers here. This is all to the left. She's being hit while her face is up against the wall. Yeah, because you can see that one whisper there. This is all being hit while she's up against the wall. The only two that I seen, Rose, were the 2 slashes in Xana's bed in her mattress, where he went to stab and missed and got the mattress. There's one of those that almost looked like he may have stabbed right through a hand or something, because there's a lot of blood around that stab mark. But it went, whatever it was, it went right through and into the mattress. So yeah, there's a lot of injury happening here. These are a lot of impact spatters right over to the wall switch. That's quite the distance, probably 2-3 feet. And it's every direction that you can imagine. So it's multiple. Like he went berserk. So you got some coming down, some going upwards. You got spatter. You got impact. Frig, man. See, some are going this way. Some are coming down this way. They're just going in every direction. So that's him lifting up his arm, coming back down, lifting up, coming back down. I was just typing that. Let's keep in mind as well, he knew exactly where they were and who he attacked in order, and they were in the dark the entire time trying to figure out what's going on and defending themselves. Yep. Tiff from Texas says, and why is there so much blood cleanup in Dylan's room? I thought she was sleeping. What are you talking about? I didn't see any blood in Dylan's room whatsoever. The only thing I seen in Dylan's room was the blue star that they used at her door for that footprint. Hello, Trisha Jane. I didn't see any blood cleanup in Dylan's room whatsoever. So I think you might be mixing up some rooms. So like you can see there's so many different directions here mixed in with spatter. So that's him moving his arm, coming down for the next strike, and blood spattering from impacts. And like I said, this is, I think, her head up against the wall there. I think she was in this area here. And that's, he just kept going at her. Like she couldn't do anything. She was trapped in that corner. This is hair, I believe. And this, I think it's blood coming from injuries. And that's why I think, see, some of these are going down. Some of them are going this way. See, these ones are going that way. Some are coming down. That's spatter. This is directional, so it's going in that direction. So that's the up and down movement of whatever he's doing with the spatter that's coming from it. So you see some coming this way, some coming this way. This is spatter, but you can see the directional ones with the tails on them. See? This way, this way, this way. These ones are coming more on a downward. This one's coming straight down. This one's coming on an angle. These are coming straight down. And then you got some that are going that way. Oh, no, you couldn't restore this house. No. See, look at the directions here. Up and down, sideways, sideways, up and down, spatter. Like, this is horrific. So you can see which way they're coming from. You got some almost on an angle. Some almost straight up and down. These ones are straight up and down. Like, there was so many strikes in this area. Coming from every which way. So you got these ones coming this way, these ones coming this way, these ones coming down, these ones coming across, these ones coming this way. These ones are spatter. These are coming this way. These are coming sideways almost. Like he was just going, look at this. He was going ham. Some coming this way, some coming this way. With spatter all in here too. Every which direction they are coming from. So this is all around Maddie's bed. These look all the same direction. Like, this is, oh my God. I'm sure we can all relate to the pain and anger that the parents and friends have against this monster. Yes. Give me a second, you guys. Tiffany from Texas. Please stop. This is proof Bryan Kohberger didn't do this. I know. You know it. God knows it. Bye, Tiff. Bye, Tiff. That's why he admitted to doing it, right? Goodbye, Tiff. Go take your pro-burger shit somewhere else. Not here. We're looking at what happened to these 4 innocent kids, and you have the audacity to come in here and tell me to please stop. This is proof Bryan didn't do this. You are on a different fucking planet, and I don't curse often. I'm a 62-year-old woman. I don't curse often, but get the hell out of here. Go back to your channels there that are pro burgers and think, oh, this poor guy, he didn't do it. Yeah, he admitted to doing it and put himself in prison for the rest of his life, but he didn't do it, right? Piss off. Piss off. Yeah. Thank you, Nana. I'm surprised I got to it before Nana did. I remember when Nana first started here, she just knew, well, I don't know how to do things. I says, you'll catch on, Nana. You'll catch on. Don't you worry. And even if you can't, you're still going to be a mod on my channel. I just love you to death. And look at Nana now. It's like not much gets past Nana. I'm surprised I got to it before she did. She gone. She gone. She can go back to her pro burger channel. Like, there's your 1 second of fame, Tiff. Anyway, let's continue. Let's keep it back on the yeah, go write him a letter. Go waste your time somewhere else. Let's us keep focused on the victims. Let's not give her any more time. She ain't worth it. And let's all pray that something never happens to something like this in her family. Okay, back to this. These are all basically the same directional. These are cast-offs. It has to be hitting the wall with a little bit of force, like in a certain direction for them to leave these tail marks. Here you can see a lot of this is spatter. There is some spatter like there. This is just horrific, you guys. Okay, so they're just going to show like, see, this is going in one direction. This is going in another direction. These are going in another direction. These are going in another direction. There's some spatter in here too, like up at here. But these cast-offs, that's him coming up with his arm and coming down again. It's just so freaking sad. Look at this. This is going to be like a drop off the knife or something, these bigger ones. The rest of this looks like spatter to me. I could be wrong, but to me, that's what it looks like. Her room was so pretty, eh, you guys? I love what she did here. That is so pretty. So simple, but so pretty at the same time. You know, you could see how these kids took pride in themselves. Oh, she did have a couple more pairs of shoes under here, but nothing like the other girls, eh? It's like, here's what I need. That's what I need. Just that. They, visualize your highest self, then show up is her. Like some of the sayings and everything. I'm a money magnet. I love it. It's like these kids would have been so fun. Like I had a lot of really fun um, friends while I was in college, but these girls, especially Xana, when I see some of her other videos, yeah, it is. It's so pretty. Just like the simplest things that she did up here, eh? It's so pretty. So easy, so simple, but so pretty. Um, but they, especially Xana was really quirky. Xana reminds me a lot of myself. And Xana went through some hard times, you guys. And to still have the demeanor that she had, just wanting everybody to be happy and have fun. And she was always making people laugh. Like these girls would have been so fun to be around. Like just so fun. Like so pretty, you know? And you can tell she was a girly girl, eh? Like this is how I want to remember them. Like she was such a girly girl. Xana was so quirky and so funny. Kaylee, so protective, you know? That's how I want to remember these girls. What if every morning, wake up every morning and tell yourself you're a badass bitch from hell. And then no one can F with you. And then don't let anybody F with you. I love that. Uh, like, I think they would have been so much fun. Like, so much fun. Now, her blind wasn't open this far. Her cowboy hat up here. Her cowboy boots in the window, her cowboy hat. Like, they look like they would have been a lot of fun. Well, I'm glad that her family got a lot of her stuff back because it doesn't look like a lot of her stuff was in the mix. You know what I mean? Like, there's a few spots, but like here and here, there. But it looks here, but it looks like mostly they came out unscathed. Like a lot of her. Oh yeah, there's a bit there, which tells me he was low. Like if he was standing up, there would be more cast off higher up on the walls instead of like, this could be spatter, but I feel like the cast off would have been higher up than it is on these things. Like this is obviously cast off because it's on this side of the bottle. The bed's on this side. So that like blood can't go around something, right? So this is obviously on this side is cast off from the weapon. But it seems to me like he was low. Like, was he even maybe on his knees? Like getting as close as he can to like maybe hold her down or... Like they made use of every inch of space. Oh yeah, there's some more shoes. In their rooms, like under their bed and everything, they were putting stuff. So why do they show Maddie's pillow here, but they block it out over here? You know what I mean? It doesn't make no sense the way they're doing this. Like, see, they got this blocked out in some of the photos and others they don't. It's just weird. I think they tried. So we're back out in the hallway again. Then we're back in the bedroom. This is like some of the stuff that they found on the outside of the door. This is cast off here. This almost looks like spatter. See, it's stuff like that. That to me doesn't look... I don't think that's blood. If it is, it's diluted. Because these pictures are all taken around the same time. I'm not sure if he was left-handed or right-handed, Nana. So I'm just going to zip through these because we've already seen all these. See, like, oh, let me take that off. See, like here, this is low. This is low to the ground. You would expect to see, like, he would have been standing right here in this area because the head of her bed is just over here, right? I would expect to see tons more cast off up in these areas up here. But you see a lot, they're down low, almost like he was kneeling down on the floor. Because this is awful low. Like this is the bottom of the window. And this is transfer. Something hit this that already had blood on it. So this is probably him leaving. And this is a mirror, you guys. That's why you're seeing this door. That's Kaylee's room. Because the mirror is on that wall. And directly across from that mirror is the stairway over here and Kaylee's bedroom door on the other wall. And this is in Maddie's room looking out into the hallway. So this is when they've moved things around, you guys, to measure how high up everything was in that. Like, it's pretty low. Like, he was 6'1", right? You would expect to see... Rose, don't you think you would expect for somebody who's 6'1", if they're bringing up a knife and, like, at least a shoulder length, right? And coming back down with a knife, don't you think there would be more higher than this? I think he was low. I think he was on his knees or something. I don't know. It's just weird. You would think you would see more cast off up higher. And their beds aren't that high off the ground. They're like maybe 5 inches off the ground, 6 inches tops. See, like there's nothing above here. It's just weird. You think about it, door handle. Like everything is like here and below, except for the rubs on the door as he's going out. Well, there's one there. But everything is like below here. I don't know. It's just weird to me. See, so much stuff down low. Okay, we've seen all these already. This is just more of the pictures of the spatter and everything on the wall. We've seen all this. So I'm going to zip through. We're at 2,350, you guys. We still haven't seen Bethany's room. Remember, Dylan ran into Bethany's room? Again, this is just more of in Maddie's room. We've seen all of this. Now they're just showing it with all the measurements. There's her boots. Flowers. I honestly want to say he was trying to use techniques he learned in training to be a police officer as he was doing these acts because of the level of blood spatter. Yeah, I agree too. He knew what he needed to do to get away with a lot of stuff. And we don't know the true story because they didn't make him tell them. Right? They didn't make him allocute. So it's like we're left to wonder until he comes out with his book or movie. And if you guys don't think he's going to do that, think again. He's going to. I Googled right or left hand and nobody seems to agree. Typical, Carol. Typical. Okay, why can't I go up? Could it be the girls were laying down? Well, yeah, they were, but I'm just saying, him hovering over them to stab them, you think that he would be standing up, right? So each time he lifted that knife up, it would at least, up to his shoulder to get another stab. You think that some of that would have been higher. That's all I'm saying. I agree, Rose. I agree. Okay. So let's continue. So this is all still in Maddie's room and they're just measuring everything now. That's why you see the tape in the photos now. Oh, they went up in the attic because look there's the attic stair thing. Or that's a ladder to go up in the attic, one of the two. Okay. So now we're at the front door. They're coming in the front door. This is that empty bedroom. This is the empty bedroom. Bethany's room is that way. This is floor 1. Bethany's room is that way. This is the empty bedroom who I forget what the girl's name is now, but she had recently moved out. But it looks to me like there's still quite a bit of stuff in this room. I thought it was just empty with some golf clubs and some, empty boxes, odds and ends. It seems to me like there is a lot, excuse me, of stuff still in this room. Stuff under the bed. There's a suitcase, nothing in it. Look at over here. They're gonna go in and they're gonna show you like a little stool, stuff on the wall still, stuff in the drawers and in the closet still, some books still. So I don't think she was completely whoever this girl was. I forget what her name is. Like her computer's still here. Um, I don't think she had fully got everything out, but she had recently moved out. There's some golf clubs, a jean jacket, like there's another jacket. We seen this jacket, they pulled it out and there was stains all on it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It would still, even laying down would still cause a higher spatter clatter. So I don't know what the hell was going on there. A steamer, like her computer, like there's still quite a lot of stuff in this room. Alcohol, curtains on the windows still. Her bed, her pillows, stuff on the wall. Like, so whoever this was, they did say her name, like pillows and everything still here, stuff in her dresser. Yes, I agree, Rose. And let me know. Let me know. If you want to come on, we can do a live. If you want to go over some of them and explain them a little bit more, because you did do CSI for 10 years, you're going to know a hell of a lot more than anybody else here, including me. So that would be interesting. See another monitor in that over here. So there was still a treadmill. There was still quite a bit left in this room. So whoever was in this room, I don't know if somebody in chat, shoes, coats, clothes, would remember the girl's name, but she, shoes, everything's still in here. Uh-oh, I gotta sneeze, you guys. Hang on. I'm gonna try mute. Go figure. I mute and then it doesn't want to come out. I got the Kleenex ready. See, shoes, everything. Truly. So somebody was still moving out of this room because there's still stuff in here. I mean, a lot of stuff is gone. Look at even a necklace or something here. A steamer. These aren't cheap. Thank you, Nana. It didn't end up coming out, so I do have it still. Oh, a little baggy. See, makeup brush, some perfume, a necklace or something here. So, I mean, I don't think the person was totally moved out. Okay, Bethany's room. This is going to be one of the first times we actually see the inside of Bethany's room. So here is the bathroom right here. And then right here on the other side of this door frame over here is the furnace room. So here's Bethany's room. Like Bethany wasn't too particular either. I feel Maddie and Kaylee were more clean freaks than Dylan. Dylan's room was upside down, a mess, and so was Bethany's. Like it didn't look like they cared how they're look at broken dresser drawers and so this is Bethany. See, this is where the come on now furnace room was. This is the bathroom right here. This is the bathroom. Oh my God. Okay. And this is going this way is the door to come in on the first floor. The stairs going up are under this wall. And this is that empty bedroom. Rose, you're going to have to email me. And let me know. when you want to get together and we can do that. Like, you're going to have a lot more insight than me. I'm a dropout. You finished and forensics dropout. No, I couldn't stomach it. But Rose went through school and college and everything, and she worked in CSI for 10 years. So it's going to be interesting, you guys. Okay, so Bethany's room. Oh, popcorn. Now I got a craving for popcorn. I know it's irrelevant, you guys. White Claw. This is wine. This is White Claw. Three different kinds. Seems they all liked their cowboy hats, eh? But her room looks like her mattress coming off. Rose says that's a plan, and Nana says that would be awesome. It would. I would love to get Rose on here and she could help us decipher. She's going to make us all look dumb because she's so smart. I'm still on my first coffee of the morning, you guys. So this is Bethany's room. And that's under the stairs leading up to the second floor where the living room and that is. If you open this, there's a cubby under the stairs. Those are the stairs leading up to the second floor. But look at all the empty glasses and beer things. And oh my God, that would just like drive me crazy. Am I going the wrong way? Yes, I am. Okay, this way. So they took her Amazon stick. Me either. I don't have a problem looking dumb either. And when we got somebody smart like Rose in the room that knows her stuff and has worked in the field, I don't mind looking dumb because you know what? I'm not opposed to learning something new every day. So she's going to have a lot to teach us, believe me. So this is the hallway outside of Bethany's room. I don't know why they keep going in and out with these pictures. There's the furnace room. Yeah, they're young. You can tell. I remember my college days. I kept my place really clean during college. But look at all the that would drive me crazy. All these empty cans. And Trisha Jane says, do you think they will ever give a possible explanation on how they think things happen? Well, I'm giving you a pretty good explanation here on what I believe happened. I've been right up till this point. Now I could be wrong. Hello, Charlotte Flood. But I do think we will find out, Charissa, because I do think his family or him is going to make a book or a movie. We've already gone over that, how, Colorado law says you can't benefit from your crime and this and that. But once he's paid off, like say he makes $5 million on this, he pays off the $352,000. They can't stop him from getting that money. That $352,000 that he owes is going to be taken out of any money put into his commissary. But once that's paid, anything put in, which his family could do, or he could have in a trust somewhere that's constantly feeding his canteen at the jail, because you're only allowed so much on your books at for canteen, right? It could just be a constant every month, so much money put into his account because he's got millions now. You know what I mean? Rose says, I've investigated my own grandmother's death that was similar to this case. My family did it, so you can imagine. Oh my God, I can't imagine. But yeah, look at her mattress is almost off her bed, or sheets. But this is where Dylan ran to. That, like when she heard all of that stuff, right, happening, she ran down to Bethany's room. So we've got about 80 more pictures to go out of 2,760. So just basically showing this is where her and Bethany huddled down until they called Hunter and Emily. Oh, he's buying all kinds of stuff. You can buy chocolate bars, you can buy TVs, you can buy books, you can buy almost shoes, clothes, everything. He can buy it. It's sickening. I don't think he should be able to buy a damn thing. But he can. So they're just basically taking pictures. See, there's under the stairs. There's the stairs leading up to the second floor. And she doesn't have 2 pairs of boots. This is a mirror. But yeah, like just clothes, bras, everything just thrown all over. I don't know. It would just drive me crazy, you guys. That's her bedroom door closed. That leaves out in the hallway. Like me, my dumb ass, I would trip over these in the middle of the night going to the bathroom. Like, if there's one thing in the middle of the room, I'm going to trip on it. Even if it's not in the line path that I should be taking, something's going to happen. I'm going to trip. That's just my luck. And they all seem to have little fridges in the room. Trisha Jane says, I hate that he didn't have to give any information that left it wide open. Yeah, he should have had to allocute, as far as I'm concerned. And everybody, even the lawyers, everybody are saying he should have been forced to allocute. Give up where the weapon and everything is. But they didn't. So this is where Bethany and Dylan hunkered down after they heard all the commotion going on at 4 a.m. until they called Hunter and Emily. And then we know what happens from there. Hunter comes over and finds them. Police show up. I wonder if that's Xana's, because Xana has a video with her wearing, or maybe Bethany was a fan too. I don't know. But that's Bethany's room. Yeah. It's funny. Popcorn. Now I got a craving for popcorn, you guys. Yeah, it would silence all these Kohbergers. Like, that's the first time I've had one come in and be rude like that. Telling me what to do. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's fermented. It's fermenting. Ugh. But it's just, I don't know, you guys. Oh, even on her dresser. Those look like the one-a-day pills that I used to get. I wish I could still get them here in Canada. We can't get them. The ones that we get are huge, and I can't swallow them. These look like the original one-a-days vitamins. I wish we could get them here. Look at all the cans and everything. Oh, garbage, and I don't know. Where you do your makeup. What? Well, it wasn't really the judge, right? It was the prosecution that dropped the ball. And of course, they have to show this up close just because now I've got a craving for popcorn. So they're just showing all her clothes and everything, and all the shoes. You can't miss them. Each one of them had like tons of shoes. They just took pictures. There's the stairs going up to the living room. Yeah, really worried about the reputation. Well, if they thought not making him allocute was going to help their reputation, that backfired now, didn't it? He's forever going to be known, Bill Thompson, as dropping the ball on this case. But like I said, you guys, oh, that's the end. That's the last picture. Oh my gosh. 3.5 hours. And we didn't even stop and look at each individual picture. But yeah, at the beginning, Rose, there's a lot of the photos of that hallway leading to Xana's bedroom. So those are the newest drop. They were just dropped yesterday, you guys. I was gonna go on yesterday and do them, but it was, I don't know, around 5 o'clock my time when I seen that they had been dropped, and I was just in so much pain. My back was killing. I'd been out trying to get rid of some of the snow before our next storm that's supposed to hit tonight and tomorrow. Um, Mama's not doing too well. She's pulled her shoulder in her back, and oh, so by that time it was just like, I can't. I can't. I couldn't have stayed on the computer and sat here for another 3, almost 4 hours. So I figured I would do it this morning and you guys would be able to see it. I've got another read that's coming out. It'll be out tomorrow. So watch for that. Also, Friday. Do you guys want me to do mini reads on Friday? Because we're already Wednesday. I've got a read coming out tomorrow on a case. And if you guys want me to do mini reads on Friday and then do them on Sunday too, I will do both, because some people don't like them on the weekends and some people would rather them on one of the weekdays. So if you want them on Fridays, I'll do them Friday and Sunday. I agree. The judge should have made him allocute. It's there. We went through it. We showed it. You have to go back and rewatch. Right? The judge really didn't have, I mean, I guess he could have said, I'm not accepting it, but I don't know. I think the judge was getting fed up with all the bullshit from the defense side, and you know how long everything was taking and whatnot. I think he didn't want this case to begin with. So I really think that he's like, okay, well, you got a conviction. Like if they would have made a deal for like 25 years, the judge probably would have said no. But being that he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, the judge probably said, well, he's not going to be able to ever hurt anyone again. So, you know, I'm going to accept what the prosecution's asking for. But he could have. He could have denied it. Nana, you are so welcome. Thank you guys all. Bill should have started in retirement. Yeah. Yeah, I was none too happy. I was none too happy. Like I wanted to see this trial go. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted. But it wasn't to be, you guys, and now we're left with, where's the rest of the answers, right? Where's the answers? Well, the answers are going to come, and it's going to be Bryan Kohberger and his family that are going to get all the money for it. There's also, you guys, I'm going to give you a heads up. There's going around on Amazon. I don't know if it's going on in the States, but in Canada, on Amazon, there's a book going around that says it's his sister, Bryan Kohberger's sister, that wrote that book. She didn't write it. She didn't write that book. Somebody was using her name. I think there was a big write up on it, and I think they were saying it was taken down. But or one of the victims' families, they used one of their names or one of Bryan Kohberger's family's name to write a book, and it isn't that person. The judge panicked and he wanted to shut everything down, just like Bill. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, the only thing that's going to shut the Kohbergers up is when the Kohbergers, Bryan himself or his family, or Bryan working behind the scenes with his family, write a book or agree to a movie. That's when we're going to find out. Right? I agree. I agree. And I mean, his sisters have a cross to bear, right? Because they both lost their jobs because of him. His family had their house smashed up, his parents, because of him. The bad reputation they got because of him. So they may even be forcing him to do it. Like, look what you did to us. Because of what you did, look what it's done to all of us. You owe us. I could see it. I can see it, you guys. So we're going to have to wait and see, right? So with that being said, you guys, I am probably going to, let me just see. I think I got it here. I'm going to wrap it up. We've been here almost 4 hours. I need to get something to eat. I am starving. And now that I've seen the popcorn, all I want is popcorn. So with that being said, you guys, thank you, mods, for being here. Thank you, Rose. Rose, don't forget to email me. Let's get together and let's go over that. You're the CSI person that knows all about it. You work in the field. Let's go over it. Make sure you email me. I'll be checking my email often. And we'll see where it goes from there, okay? But for now, you guys, those are the photos. Go on back and start at the beginning if you want. There's 2,790 photos. And there's probably more still to come. So with that being said, I'm going to end it like I always do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching with me. Please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. I love you guys to the moon and back.